Not playing Best Ball DraftKings, you're missing out. Here's what you need to know. DraftKings Best Ball Millionaire Contest is the biggest fantasy contest ever. We're talking $15 million in guaranteed prize pool with that's right, two millionaires being crowned for first and second place. If you're a set it and forget it type, then Best Ball is for you. No waiver wires, no roster management, bigger rosters so injuries won't end your season. Only the draft, and that's it. You're set for the season. Still not convinced? Check this out. This year, DraftKings is offering everyone draft one, get one special. Your $20 entry fee scores a bonus ticket. Get in on the best ball action. Download DraftKings app. Use code Shannon. That's code Shannon. All customers who enter NFL Best Ball 15 Millionaire Contest to get a bonus ticket and get a shot at being crowned one of two millionaires. Only on DraftKings. Quick math. The less your business spends on operations, multiple systems, on delivering your product or services, the more margin you have, the more money you keep. But with higher expenses on material, employees, distribution, and borrowing, everything costs more. So to reduce the cost and headaches, smart businesses are graduating to NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, HR into one platform and one source of truth. With NetSuite, you reduce IT costs because NetSuite lives in the cloud with no hardware required, access from anywhere. You cut the cost of maintaining multiple systems because you've got one unified business management suite. You improve efficiency by bringing all your major business processes into one platform, slashing manual task and error. Over 37,000 companies have already made the move, so do the math. See how you'll profit with NetSuite. By popular demand, NetSuite has extended its one-of-a-kind flexible financing program for a few more weeks. Head to netsuite.com/nightcap. That's netsuite.com/nightcap. Once again, that's netsuite.com/nightcap. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Nightcap. I am your favorite Unc, Shannon Sharpe. He's your favorite number 85, the route runner extraordinaire, the Binger Ring of Fame honoree, the Pro Bowler, the All-Pro, the legendary. You know him from Samo JUCO to Oregon State, all the way to the Bengals, where he made a name for himself, and from Liberty City. That's Chad Ochocinco Johnson, but you can call him Ocho. Please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. And guys, make sure you go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. Every subscriber counts. And remember, you are the reason we enjoy a level of success that we've enjoyed thus far. Thank you. Make sure you go check out my Shea by La Portier. We have it in stock. So please, if we don't have it in a city near you, we can have it shipped right to your door. So thank you again. Please make sure you go follow my media company page on all platforms, Shay Media, and my clothing company, 84. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. And guys, with no further ado, we got no more introductions to make. Here he is, the current world's fastest man, Olympic gold medalist in the 100 meters. He's a 3-time 200-meter champ at the World Championships. He anchored the gold medal winning team in the World Championship last year. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Noah Lyles. Noah, how you doing, bro?
Feeling good. What's popping?
Oh, I'm good. Let's get right into it. That race. Leading into it, you ran your fastest time leading that Diamond League meet. I think you ran 9.81. Yeah. You know, Kashane Thompson has run 9.77, and everybody's talking. That's the man to beat. That's the man to beat. And you had never run sub 9.8. To run it in the finals when you absolutely had to have it. Tell me, what was your strategy going into that race, and how was you able to pull it off?
To be honest, I had many strategies. They all kind of, were thrown out the window the closer and closer we got to the finals. In the first round, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna work on my first 60. I'm gonna get out, but I have ADD, so my brain is working on overdrive. It's like, well, we could get out easy and then hit it hard, or we can get it hard and then shut it down, or we can run fast all the way. And the problem was I thought too much, and then I underestimated my competition. It's like, nope, see. Now you messed up. I'm like, all right. I need to calm my brain down. I needed to get it set on one goal. So we get to the semifinals. Now I'm like, all right, aggression, mindset, power, everything like that. And it produced, a really good time, 93. It tied again my second fastest time, which was my PR before London. So I'm like, all right, I'm good. But I feel I can go even faster. I didn't want to get beat. So here I am getting second in the semis. I'm like, what's going on? So my therapist calls me and she's like, You're running with aggression. You're running with a Noah that is not you. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. That's not me. You know, that's an older way of thinking. That's just not how I run. It's like, you need to run free. You need to run with no pressure. Just go out there and run. And I'm like, all right, cool. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna just run. And she said, if you control the crowd, you control the race. And I know, I'm like, well, shoot, that's how I do. I'm a showman. That's what I do. You know, all I gotta do is be Noah. If that's all that takes, I'm gonna win the race. So we get, we're getting out there, and I'm just like, just be me, just be me, just be me. We get out there, and they're doing the intros, and Kashane comes out. Kashane, he ends up yelling, and I'm like, oh, hold on, that's me. That's what I do. But I didn't hold it for it. I liked it though, because I love to see more personalities come up than just look at the camera, say hi, walk out. It's like, nah, bring that energy. Like, get me excited to run. So, there's another YouTube video that NBC put out where it's like, you can see us in the back in the car room, Fred on the side, banging on the wall. It's like, let's go. Because Shane's doing his yelling. I'm over here singing Dreams and Nightmares. I'm like, yeah, this is an Olympic final. This is an Olympic final. So, I go out, I'm jumping around, I'm running past the cameras, I'm yelling at the crowd, and they over here like, yeah, excited. I'm like, yeah, this is my race now. And from that point on, it was just repeating, God got me, God got me, God got me. Because at this point, I've done everything that I need to do to win this race. Everything that I needed to do has been done in months in advance. We're already here. Now it's just a believing in myself that it's going to get done. And it's not about running fast times. It's about running to win. The times will come when you run to win.
So you go out there and your reaction time isn't bad, because normally you're like, your reaction time is a little slow, but I think you knew I really can't spot, as Justin Gatlin says, 9.8 can't catch 9.8 if you give up too much cushion. So your reaction time wasn't that much behind him. I think he was 0.176, and I think you were 0.178. And so you're really close, but you got the top end. You got 400 meter strength. You got 200 meter strength. So you've had to feel good. If I'm close to this joker at 50, 60 meters, I can get home.
Yeah, I knew I had a good lane when I saw Oblique Seville was going to be next to me. I'm like, this is the guy who's been beating me. He's beat me twice already. I know his strengths. I know where he's going to try and go on me. And the problem I feel is every time that's happened, I've been too many lanes away to see when he makes that move. So I'm like, now that I got you right next to me, I know when you're going to make your move, and I know I'm going to make it as soon as you make yours. And, thankfully he was there for that, and I was able to do that. And a lot of people get stuck on this reaction time and like, oh, he got out the block slow. I'm a numbers guy. I look at every 10-meter increment. I look at 5-meter increments, how fast I was to this part of the race, how fast I was in this, and at the end, in the beginning. So when I'm looking back at the race, I'm looking at the numbers. The numbers are actually very normal for me in the first 10 meters. It was probably it matches some of my fastest runs. The difference is everybody else said, I got to be better. I got to be more. I got to be more than I've ever been before. And they did. But in the end of that race, they tired themselves out. So you saw a time that was not representative of their PRs, because they used so much energy trying to be that in the beginning of the race. But because I was, already on par for what I normally do, I just put an extra bit on the end, and it led me to running faster.
It's so funny when I sit here and think about it. When I think about running 100 meters, right? The margin of error is so small. You can't make any mistakes. And if you do make a mistake, whether it be in the start or depending on what phase of the race you do make that mistake in, the chances of coming back, since everybody is so fast and the race is so short, obviously only being 9 seconds, how do you process the race when you have so many different runners against you? Are you racing more so against them, or are you more so racing against yourself from a strategic standpoint?
Yeah, it's a patient race. It's very patient. A lot of people think, you just gas it from the get-go. You can't do that. There are many runners who are specialists in the 60, and then they come to the 100, and it's not always as representative. You don't see a transition, to the 100 and even to the 200.
Right.
So yeah, it's a patient race. And to answer your question on terms of athletes, there's a confidence in yourself, knowing that no matter who you race, you're going to still do what you've been doing in practice. but there's also a confidence in yourself that says, I love to compete. And when somebody pulls up on me, or somebody gets out on me, I'm gonna catch them.
Right.
So it's a confidence thing. You know, if you panic in that moment, it doesn't matter if you're racing the competitors or if you're saying, oh, I had a bad reaction time, I'm out of the race. You know, it's the confidence to say, I'm going to get myself back into the race, or hold on, it's okay, I'm going to reel him back in. You know, I'm going to catch him. Give me a few meters. Don't tighten up, but I'm going to get to you. It's that confidence.
Can I ask you, Noah, let me ask you this. I was hoping that you and Kashane was next to each other because, like I said, we had Justin Gatlin on here and we had Michael Johnson on before this race took place. And I said the problem that I have is that Kashane has never been on the global stage. I said I understand the 977 at the trials, but the Olympics and the world stage is something different. I say if somebody can make him run the full 100 meters, we'll see if he can still hold that form when he's letting up at 80 meters. I think Big Fred, being next to him, put him under the gun. He applied pressure from the beginning all the way to the end. And if you look at his last 88, like 15, 20 meters, that form started to break. And that was the door that you needed to open just enough for you to put a foot in and eventually get your torso to the line.
No, I agree. It's very accurate. And another point to that is, you know, a lot of people was like, oh, Kashane ran this time slowing down. And yes, it's very impressive that he ran those times slowing down. But unfortunately, you never took your body to running full speed. So when now you need it at the end, it's a new world. And unfortunately, you don't want to put yourself in a new world position in the Olympic final. But I do agree 100%. Putting pressure on Fred, putting pressure on him, definitely was a bonus to me.
You know,
so go ahead, Ocho. Go ahead.
One minute. Hey, the piggyback off one of the key words that you said, obviously being on an Olympic stage, represent your country, 100 meters in Paris. Now you have experience running in big meets. You have experience being on the big stage. Does the pressure really affect you that much? And if it does affect you, what ways are you able to dodge it and suppress that pressure to be able to go out there and run the race that you need to?
The way that I view crowds and pressure, you know, my coach said something that I felt like really got to me. He said, pressure can work in one of two ways. It can either boost you by 20% or it can tear you down by 20%. You decide how you want that 20% to go. If you say, this is my opportunity, this is my moment, was made for me, that's a boost 20%. Right. If you're going in saying, shoot, I never raced these guys before, you know, I don't know if I could do this, you know, this is uncharted territory, you know, what if I'm not prepared? A bunch of what ifs, that's 20% less than you're going to underperforming. You know, that's not the mindset you want going into that. And that's how I view competing. Every time I get to a big stage, I believe that this is a moment that God has prepared for me. You know, I've put in the work in the natural. You know, I'm going to believe that God put in the super, and together we're going to create the supernatural.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, let's transition. You win the goal. You said that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to win the goal. There haven't been a whole lot of men, Noah, that have won the 100-meter goal and the 200-meter goal in the Olympics. We know what Usain Bolt did from 08 to 16. He tripled up. Carl Lewis, he doubled up. But it's not been a whole lot of men to win both of those races. And so I know you got the hard part out the way. Yeah. It was supposed to be your most challenging event was going to be the 100. You're a 200-meter specialist, kind of like Usain, that turned yourself into a great 100-meter runner. So now you get to the 200. When did you start to notice something like, damn, I'm coming down with something. I don't feel like Noah. My wind isn't, I'm not being able to breathe like I normally do.
To be honest, now looking back, there were signs the day of the finals of the 100 that I was like, this is taking too much energy to produce what I normally produce. But I just threw it to the side. And then I wake up the next day. So it's Monday now after the finals. And I have a sore throat. And I'm just thinking, oh, okay, maybe I just cheered a little too much. Maybe I was yelling a little too much. even though I didn't really feel like I was, I just, put it off to that because, I had a job to do. It wasn't until I woke up in the middle of the night on Tuesday morning and my body is aching. I'm chills. I got a headache. My sinuses are running. My throat is super sore. I'm like, oh no. These are all the signs I get before I get COVID. And I called up the doctor in that moment. I said, we need to test. We need to test now.
So you've had COVID before, so you know the symptoms or the oncoming of it again.
Not only have I had COVID before, for the last 2 years, I have gotten COVID a week or the week of U.S. championships for the last 2 years.
Wow.
So this was the first. This is the first year that I didn't show up to U.S. championships with COVID or with just coming out of COVID. So I'm thinking, oh, I'm good. I'm not catching COVID this year. It's going to be great. Here it is again, the worst time in the world.
But you feel good. You going through the rounds. You feel fairly good. I think you draw Tobago in the semis. And you look, Noah, I think you ran a 1950. I think he was in the race and he ran 1957, but it was a nip and tuck race. So
no. That wasn't this meet. That wasn't this.
No. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you were in a race previously.
Oh yeah.
That you won the race, but you
Kenny, I ran, oh gosh, I can't remember if it's 53 and he ran 57 or 56. It was at US championships. But that was
right. But you raced Tobago, so he has great. He's 44. He's low 44 in the 400. He's got sub 99 in the 100. So he probably on a good day he probably can go sub 19.6.
Oh, 100%.
You're probably thinking I'm probably going to need to go sub 19.6, maybe even 19.5 in order to win this. Given who's in this race, correct?
I wasn't even thinking about that because going into the meet, before I went over to London, I'm doing practices. I'm asking my coach, what do I need to run to prove to you that I can break this world record in the 200? And he tells me the time and I do it. So in my head, I'm in world record shape.
Wow.
So it's not about the competitors. It's how well can I run my best race? But as soon as I get COVID, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like now I'm just trying to make sure that I get through every round. Now I'm going to be able to be as fit as possible. You know how I was talking about having a plan before I got to the rounds in the hundreds? Yeah, I had a plan before I got to the 200. Now my plan's out the window.
Right.
You threw it out.
Yeah, I'm right now. I'm just trying to get as healthy as possible. They put me on the medication, the COVID medication, and that stuff is amazing. I'll tell you, it supposedly gets rid of most of the symptoms, and it shortens the time period that you actually have COVID. That stuff is amazing. But of course, still, having asthma, it has an effect. So I'm just trying to go through, warm-ups, trying to get as normal as possible each round. But and in my head, I'm trying to just throw away any negative thought that I have. Again, keeping that confidence in the idea of I'm going to go into this believing that I'm in the best shape of my life.
I like that. This is really dope and really fascinating. I mean, obvious for me, and listening to how you guys transition. Like when you think about the 200 meters, you think about the 100 meters. So your 200-meter race, to me, I would think is a strategy and a mixture of speed and endurance. Is there a way you can break down the approach you take as opposed to the 100-meter?
Yeah.
And the way you approach the 200-meter when it comes to strategy?
Yeah, I'd say the in the 100, the way that me and my coach break it down is first to 60, and then and then my top end speed will hit around 80 meters, and then I'm just holding positions. If I try to run any faster after 80 meters, I'm likely to start breaking down. In the 200, I feel that it's a constant building up. I'm constantly just building up speed. I'm very conscious of where I'm positionally in the lane. I want to be in the middle of the lane to middle outside. And then when I come from the turn to the straight, I move straight to the middle or middle inside. And slingshot and off of that. You can relate it to NASCAR. You know, they go up wide and then they come back, swing
slingshot
that
up
in.
the turn.
Yeah, and come that right.
Very
right.
similar in the 200. Using that speed, and then just maintaining upright running positions. After a while, when you've run it so many times and you are striking the ground with straight legs directly underneath your hips, it's easy to run fast. It just feels like you're on a skateboard and you're just kicking, pushing it along.
Right.
That's the mindset that I kind of have as I'm running. The 200 specifically, because it's just momentum building and building and building. You don't really want it to slow down. Unfortunately, that was not the strategy that I went in with in this 200, because I felt that throughout the whole rounds, I had to constantly build up my energy just so I can get to baseline Noah. So by the time I got to the finals, I'm like, if I don't bring out the energy that I normally do, I don't think my body would react in the same way. I gotta get it back to baseline so we can give myself a fighting chance in the whole race.
Wow. Is there a preference of lane? Because I didn't think you wanted Kenny Bednarek that far outside of you and Tobogo that far outside of you. A lot of people like lane 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. I think you were in lane 4. So what's your lane preference? Given if Noah Lyles is 100% healthy and his training has been great leading up to the meet, what's your lane preference?
6 or 7. I've had my fastest times in 6 and 7. I can do damage in anything from 4 to 8. Once you go below 4, it gets real difficult. That turn gets really tight, and the way that you have to position your body it strains the body to get around the turn so that you can give yourself a fighting chance on the second 100.
Yeah. That's a really tight turn when you're on the inside lane.
Yeah,
you got to be hugging that inside lane.
Yeah, and what's crazy,
you got to be really.
What's crazy is Michael Johnson broke the world record in lane 3, because that used to be technically a preferred lane. I don't know how he did that, because I've run in lane 3 quite a few times. That is not a preferred lane in my opinion.
The lady that broke the Margarina Coke, she broke the world record in lane 2 in the 400 meters.
I know. But I ain't gonna talk about that.
So we're not gonna. There was some testing going on state.
That was a wild time.
You and I we'll talk about that offline. So okay, you got COVID and everybody seemed to be making light of the situation that you're like, I need water, I need to get. So you're like, did you ever think about pulling out the race? I'm surprised they let you race, because normally you get COVID, we can't have you contaminate anybody else. Did the officials say, no, we got to quarantine you for 24 hours. You might not be able to race. Was that ever a conversation?
Yeah, that was a conversation. While I was getting tested, I was talking with the Team USA doctors, and they were telling me what the rules are. They changed them from Tokyo. They said that anybody who has COVID is allowed to compete. It's up to the governing body of their sport or their country to decide how they want to handle the COVID situation. So, I'm just to let you know, there were a lot of people in the village who had COVID, that just didn't say it. I'm just the most popular person who got COVID and actually said I had it.
Yeah.
And because of that, it stirs up a lot of controversy in itself. But, as soon as I heard I got COVID and I was able to compete, I said, I'm going to try. I'm not promised tomorrow, so I'm gonna take advantage of what I have today. And if it's so be it that I'm not strong enough to make it through the rounds, then I wasn't able to do it. But the fact that I was able to get to the finals and still grab bronze, I was like, that's a medal that I could have easily just said, nah, I got the gold, I'm good. No, I'm here now. I fought for this for 4 years. I trained for this for 4 years. Why not take the opportunity?
Obviously, the mythical number that's out there, 1919. Yep. You've taken down the American record held by Michael Johnson. He broke that record in 1996 at the Olympics. Actually, he broke it at the trials of 1966, the 1979 record. So he's went up. 1972 was the world record, if I'm not mistaken, Noah, in 79. But it was at altitude. Michael broke it at sea level in Atlanta. So you know you're going to have the perfect race.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have to be the perfect surface, and it's going to have to be the perfect. You're going to get the perfect lane, and you're going to have the perfect competitors. Everything's going to have to be perfect,
Yeah.
Noah.
No, yeah, but that doesn't mean it can't happen. You know, I mean, I'm very aware of that. That's I'll be ready on the day. You know, I can't be ready on every day. I try to be as ready as possible, and that's what I strive for. You know, I know that perfection is never a thing that you can actually obtain, but on my journey for perfection, I can obtain history.
Yeah, I like it. Speaking of that journey and where you are right now at the top of your game, the best, the fastest in the world at what you do. Many would view you in a way that most would see obviously the villain in a sense, being at the top, people taking shots at you being somewhat brash and confident in the way you carry yourself and the way you do your job, and that is okay. Do you embrace being the villain in some sort of way and enjoy some of the banter back and forth, or I'm just curious how you feel about it, because you always hear some of the things from other athletes saying stuff, and you firing back. I mean, how do you take it personally? Do you enjoy it? Do you like it? And just before you answer, like for me, myself, as a villain myself, I love being in that spot. I like it. I like people talking about me. I like the trash talk back and forth. I'm just curious, how do you feel about it?
I have a mixed view on it. In the sport itself, if we're talking about straight running, you're better than me, I'm better than you, I don't have a problem with it. I love it.
Right.
I love the
Okay.
banter. I love the energy. I love going back and forth. I don't have a problem with that at all. That's what I love to see. That's what gets everybody excited. Now, when people lie on my name outside the sport, that's when I draw issues and draw lines. But unfortunately, I can't control
disconnect.
that. I can't. I can only do my best, but I'm very aware that people are going to want to hear what they want to hear, and some people are going to take things different ways, and that's just how we are as humans. Everybody has their difference of opinions. Unfortunately, that is where I got to remind myself of that. The haters are going to hear what they want to hear, but the people who support me, they're going to want to hear what they hear as well. And at the same time, I see so many people who are affected by what I do in a positive light that I'm like, okay, this makes me feel good. It's very comforting to see that and know that, I'm changing sport. I'm trying to move forward as much as possible. In terms of being the villain and being the hero, I see myself as an anti-hero. Sometimes you got to get your hands dirty, and sometimes, you got to try and shoot for the stars. But we're not perfect. We're human. We make mistakes.
Most definitely.
And we try to do better. I would hope we try to do better. But yeah, I mean, one of my I feel biggest strengths is I listen to the people around me, and when I mess up, I try to correct those wrongs and do the best and do better next time.
Yeah. No, one thing I can say is when you reach for the stars and you get your hand dirty and you combine the two, it creates someone extraordinary. So from one to another, keep doing it the way you're doing it and keep making noise.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
No, I think you got a lot of pushback. You run the world championships last year, and unprompted, you said you see these hats and they have world champions on it, which we've always called the basketball players. We've always called the NBA, the NFL, the Super Bowl champ. We've always called MLB. We've always called them world champs. And I think that's where a lot of the blowbacks, because it seems like one of America's best athletes was taking a shot at some of America's best athletes. And I think it kind of put you under the eye, because then, basketball players said what they said, some football players chimed in also. And then for the first time, I actually saw some of these athletes like openly rooting against you. I mean, you might not, something you would probably never see in another country. You're not going to see the Dutch, somebody from Dutch rooting against Femke or rooting against Carsten, he's from Norway, or Ingebrigtsen. We're not going to see that. Do you think you brought some of this on yourself with that comment, or what were you hoping to accomplish by making that comment?
I think the last question that you asked, what was I trying to accomplish by making the comment, is the most important one.
Yes.
Everybody sees the clip. Everybody sees the thumbnail. Everybody sees the 16 seconds. But did anybody decide to ask what was the question that was asked to me? The question that was asked to me is, how do you feel knowing that when you go back to your own country, unlike these other countries that celebrate their athletes on such a humongous stage, when Taboho won his gold medal, he went back to a stadium filled with 30,000 people celebrating him.
Yes.
When I showed up back home on my flight, of course, some people recognized me, and I'm very thankful for that. But there was no 30,000 people. There was no limo driver ready to take me home. There was no bus waiting. If I had my mom, I had my pops, and they were ready to take me home, and I was ready to go to bed. But there was none of that. There was none of that. But the difference, I can understand the difference because we have a different way in America of seeing our sports. The problem that I had was you were given the title of a world champion to people who weren't facing the world. That's where I drew the line and said that's hurtful because you already have those, but you're giving the title to people who aren't doing that. Nothing wrong with being a national champion.
But let me ask you this.
They are great champions. They just didn't have the title.
Is Nikola Jokic one of the best players in the world?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who that is.
Okay, Luka Doncic.
I've heard of it.
Is he not one of the? Okay, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, he's okay. What's the question? Are they good? They're great. They're great players. Great players.
But they're world players. They're not from America. And the problem that you're going to run into, Noah, is that Botswana doesn't have a whole lot of athletes to celebrate as opposed to Americans. If you look at probably Kenya and Ethiopia and Sudan and some of these other countries, the Dutch, the Norwegians, we got NBA, we got MLB, we got football, we got baseball. And so, yeah, teams, they have parades. Nobody is getting, for the most part, even Michael Phelps. I don't know if did they have, how many people showed up at M&T? I don't know if Michael Phelps won 8 goals. I don't know if he had 30,000 show up. I know they might have had a big contingent cheering him on. I just think that the difference is, Noah, is that in a sport, in a country like Botswana, or you're talking about a country, he's their hero. He is to Botswana, he's LeBron James. That's what he is to Botswana.
I agree.
Usain Bolt, what he is to Jamaica, he's their Michael Jordan.
I agree.
And when Michael Jordan was in Chicago, they showed out for the parade, but probably when he went back to Wilmington, where he was from, ain't no 30,000 show up for him.
No, I agree. 100%. I'm not expecting that. I'm not expecting the parade. I'm just showing that the difference of how our sport is shown because the question that was asked again was, how does it feel knowing that when I go back home, it's not with somebody like Taboho is getting when he goes home. And again, I know what it is. I know we have, football and basketball, baseball, golf. Those are all above my sport. I know that. I'm cool with that. Of course, I want to make that better, but I understand that. Again, the only problem I had was you have world champions, but you're giving the title to people who aren't facing the world, and you're giving them the title of world champion. That's the only thing.
World champion, yeah.
That's the only thing.
Me personally, Noah, I think your two biggest meets are the Olympics and the World Championships. And the Diamond Leagues, I mean, if you stream it, you can see it. It's not as televised as, say, football or basketball or baseball. And so it's hard for the cash person. Everybody has a favorite team. Whether, the Cowboys fans, they're all over the place. The Steelers fans, the Packers, whomever. And so it's hard when I only really get a chance to see Noah Lyles maybe 3-4 times in a 4-year span, in a 4-year cycle.
I agree, 100%. It's something that I talk to World Athletics, USATF, the Diamond Leagues constantly about. I mean, you know what the hardest pill is going to be for us to swallow as a sport? Sprint just came out. It's successful around the world. It's successful in the US. They're about to come out with another season, and it's going to do great. The hard part is that we as a sport are not ready for the popularity that is going to come. Everybody's going to say, I want to be a track and field fan. I want to follow Fred. I want to follow Noah. I want to follow Arion. Guess what? We don't even have a place to tell them to go to watch the track, because it's in every other different country, a different place. And you got to get a VPN, and you got to find your own website. You got to go on these back alley places to just watch regular TV in a different language. We ourselves are not ready infrastructurally wise to say, hey, world, come on. We got something amazing for you. And that's the hard part. We just, the rights just for the Diamond Leagues just got dropped by NBC and moved the flow track. Now we're putting it behind a paywall and making it even harder for fans to become new fans.
Yeah,
to watch,
it
enjoy it. Okay,
it hurts because I knew this was going to happen. I knew that that sprint was going to be successful because we have great athletes, great stories. The sucky part is we are not ready for it yet. We need to get ready, and we need to do it fast because it's coming to LA.
Is the event you're talking about is Michael Johnson? What he just launched? I think he got Sid McLaughlin. I think he had a couple
Grand Slam track.
Grand Slam track. Yes. Have they approached you about being an active participant in this?
I've been in talks between me, Michael, and my agent. We've been in talks since the day I heard about it. Trying to get as much information, trying to get as much a feed on it. A feel for what's going on. There's a lot that I like that he's doing. There's a few things that I think could be a little better, but the thing that's stopping me at the heart of it is I have yet to hear a TV provider. Again, what good is it if we're producing these great times, these great shows, these great rivalries, and we have
nobody sees it?
And because now we get to the problem. We're in the same problem with the Diamond Leagues and with World Championships. I need to hear a TV provider, and I need to know that it's going to be able to get seen consistently.
Yeah, I think and that's one of the important things to grow the sport is the exposure. You have to have the exposure. You have to have the visibility. Also on the back end of that, and what I like is the more personalities that we have in track and field, those that don't just go out and do their job and just do it quietly, but make noise while they're doing it. It creates a certain excitement for people that don't watch or just might be just casual fans to want to tune in. Yeah, it forces and it makes people want to tune in and see what's going to happen, especially when you have guys that are polarizing like yourself, that have the personality and have the enthusiasm and this certain aura about them that makes you want to watch, even if you're not a track fan. But again, man, the TV exposure and visibility is very important, and it's sad in 2024 that it's not where it should be, where more people can watch it.
No, I know you didn't participate in the 4x1, but what was your level of disappointment? Because if you look at what they ran in qualify, they ran 37.40. 37.40 would have won the gold. If I'm not mistaken, Canada ran 37.50, which won the gold medal in the time that they qualified with. And one of the problems that I have, you was the only person that didn't run in the qualifying rounds. You were going to run anchor. Why would they move the championship, the world championship team? Coleman handed the baton to Fred Curley. Why would you take Fred from second leg and put him on anchor when Fred has been running second leg for the last 2 to 3 big meets?
There's a lot I want to say, but I'm going to start with this. I first want to give props to that team for not throwing anybody under the bus after they did not complete the task. Because if we want to get better, we can't be blaming people. So I don't want to come out here and start blaming people.
No, I'm blaming the coach.
At the end of the day, that is usually, but therein lies the problem. How many people are in the coach's ear? That is the thing that gets USA in trouble. Because you got to know that some of these athletes are Nike athletes with Nike coaches. I'm an Adidas athlete with an Adidas coach. And some coaches' opinions, personal, are held at higher regard than other coaches' opinions. And when one person is taken down, i.e. me, it creates now a shift, and everybody wants to go into different places because they're a little bit scared and they're a little bit nervous, and they want to do it a little different. And I feel in that vacuum of me leaving, it provided everybody a chance to say, okay, well, we can now switch it up a different way. And unfortunately, because of that, we weren't prepared. You know, those were handoffs that were not practiced when we practiced, and seeing it was what had happened was heartbreaking. It was truly heartbreaking because I believe there were in my head, there were two great options that we had. One was to use the team from the prelims that would have got the job done, and the other was to put Kenny on the anchor leg. Unfortunately, that's not the route that we went, and it just didn't get done, and it's heartbreaking to see. But you know,
Noah, 5 Olympics, we haven't been able to get the baton around. 5?
All I know is every time I'm on the anchor, we win. That's all I know.
Well, if you needed to suck it up, you should have went out there with that mask on and sucked it up.
I was thinking about that when I was watching it.
We had Quincy Hall on, and Quincy said, I know you said you wanted to run not only the 4x1 but the 4x4. Quincy believes that you could lay down a blistering time in the open 4. What do you think what's your PR currently, and what do you think you can run with some training?
I haven't run the open 4 since high school. I think I ran like 47.4, but I've run 44 splits. I've run 45 splits multiple times. If I train, I'm put it like this. So Jareem Richards, he runs for Trinidad and Tobago. We train together. He is a 19.8 200-meter runner, and he decided he was going to focus more on the 400 this year. He was in that finals. He got 4th. Yes. Right? Maybe he got 4th. Yeah, he got 4th with 43.7. New national record. I believe it's in the all-time top 10 all-time fastest times. 4th. He got 4th. My PR is 19.3 in the 200, and I have some pretty good strength on me as well. I truly would like to take a shot at the world record if I decide to move to the 400 truly and give it my 100% for multiple years. Yeah, I'm going after the world record if I'm going in the 4.
Hold on, the world record in the 2 or the world record in the 4?
I'm doing it in the 2 as well.
No, do you understand? Do you understand those times? 43.03 and 19.19.
I'm gonna tell you this: my brain understands it. My body don't know the difference.
Ooh,
wow!
I like that.
My body don't know the difference. I like that. Why would my body think that's a hard time? My body don't know that that's hard. If I keep telling it to get faster and faster, it's gonna try and adapt. So it's gonna keep moving towards that time.
Can I ask you this, Noah?
Hit me.
Let's just say, for the sake of argument, 28 is going to be here before you know it. So that's 4 years away. And I know your pride. I know your baby. You got the goal in the 100 meters, but you're really known as a 200-meter guy. If you don't win the gold medal at the Olympics in the 200 meters, what is Noah Lyles going to tell himself?
I'm going to tell myself I'm still Noah Lyles. I'm still the man I was when I showed up and after I left. Of course, I want the gold. And I'm going to make sure that I try my 100% to get it done. But I will tell you that just because I don't have the gold, that doesn't make me less of a person. That doesn't make me less of a human being. That just means that I wasn't able to get the task that I set myself up for. But I will be so disappointed in myself if I didn't give it my 100%.
The Worlds will be here. If I'm not mistaken, the Worlds are in Tokyo.
They are.
That's gonna be here before you know
September.
It.
We going.
You said what?
September.
Yeah, they're in September.
We going.
And I'm already pre-qualified because I'm the world championship in both, so I automatically get the bye.
So, what are you looking to defend your crown in the 100 and the 200?
Of course. The way I'm going to see these next 3 years is I want to perfect how to handle the double. When I was going through the last Olympic cycle, I was trying to perfect how to make my 200 so good that I can run the 100. Now I've been able to have both of them. Now I want to say, I want to be prepared to run my fastest each and every round. I want to know the 100 like the back of my hand. I want to know the 200 like both of my hands. Yeah, I want to make sure that I am fully prepared, creating blueprints going down each year saying, hey, when we get to the Olympics, when we get to LA, we are going to be so prepared that no matter what is thrown at us, we'll be ready for it.
When you think about that, having to be able to go round by round, whether it be the 100 or 200, then you have competition, understanding everybody's strengths and weaknesses. Then you have to push your body to a point to where you can go round by round, where you don't have to exert that much energy, and you're that much better than everybody else. I mean, when I sit here and think about it, do you understand how difficult a task that is to push your body to a point to where it's able to do that round by round and still win and run fast, but also come out on top and win the 1 and the 2?
Of course it's difficult. Of course everybody wants it. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Come on now. I'm not here to do the easy. I'm not here to do the mundane. That's not what excites me. I want to do the things that nobody's done, the things that are hard, the things that challenge my body. The reason I like to get up and practice every day is because I like to see what my body can truly do. What if I push it and do everything right to the fullest, what can happen? I want to see that every time.
No, can you provide some context? There's this Time magazine story that came out that revealed that while you were negotiating your contract with Adidas, they offered you an invite to a shoe release for Anthony Edwards. And I think everybody's read the quote. Can you provide context for what transpired? I mean, we don't need to get into negotiations, but what transpired is what's being reported. How accurate is that?
So what was going on at the time? I was in negotiations for over a year with Adidas to get the contract. Them offering me, to go to Ants for shoe release had nothing to do with the contract. They just thought it would be cool that I would show up as one of their Adidas athletes. Unfortunately, they asked for it very late. They asked for it at probably about 2 weeks in advance, and I was already scheduled to walk in a Hugo Boss show in Milan, which was a day and a half before his shoe release. So at first we were trying to figure out ways that we can get there, and it was like, yeah, this isn't good. This isn't gonna work. There's no way that I'd be able to walk and then get on the flight and have energy enough to be able to go to this event, because it wasn't just a shoe release. They were also gonna, have us go to a little baby concert, and we were gonna be just signing autographs. It was gonna be a lot. And I was already drained from, flying over, already doing the fashion shows, doing the walks, going to other events. I was already drained. I'm like, there's no way that I'd be able to physically do this.
I know. I agree with you. Flying overseas, as in it's someone that's flown overseas and then come back, you're kind of jet lagged. But you probably should have left it as that. It's that the other stuff where you get into trouble, where people is picking apart what you said, is because, like, hold on, I'm the world champ and he's getting this, and you have the wherewithal, the forward thinking to see that he's going to be special. And why can't you guys see that with me?
Now, I will say, being very vulnerable in this moment, I felt very unheard at that moment with Adidas. I felt very unheard. And and to give an example, people do a lot of things. What do you do when you feel unheard? You try to shout louder.
Yes.
And I felt that I've had many conversations trying to shout, and it hadn't gotten through.
Right.
And unfortunately, that was one of my moments where I felt I had to shout to even get them to look my way. In that Time article.
I got you.
And because they asked me if I wanted to take it out, and I decided I was not going to, because I had to stand on my decision at that moment. I felt that I had to shout to get even a conversation about what I wanted to happen or what was going on at that point to move forward. Could it be handled better?
I mean,
probably. Was there more ways to do it? Probably. But in that moment, I felt that I had taken so many steps in other ways that I had to shout at this moment.
Ocho, let me ask this one follow-up.
Yeah,
do you regret your decision not to have that removed from the article?
I don't believe so at the moment. This conversation could be had in a year and I could have a different answer. At this moment, I do not feel so, because I still feel if I did not shout at that moment, I would not have had the preamble to, oh, he is serious. And when I said it at the Olympics, they knew it was still on my heart.
Wait, Joe.
No, I was good. I was good because you hit on what I was going to piggyback and ask as well.
Another question, Noah. In track and field, there have only been two men that's ever had a shoe: Michael Johnson and Usain Bolt. Two.
Yeah.
Michael Johnson had the world record in the 100 and the 200, and he don't know anything but gold medals. I think he's a four-time world champ in the 400, two-time world champ in the 200. He's a two-time champ in the 400, and he's a one-time champ in the 200. And I just say Usain Bolt. I don't need to say anything else. Why do you believe that you deserve to be in that category with those guys, looking at their accomplishments? Not to say you're not done yet, but looking at their accomplishments, looking at yours. Why did Noah Lyles believe he deserves a shoe?
The reason I believe it is twofold. One, we look at Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson he's a track guy through and through. That's all. He's track, and he loves track, and that's what he decided his lane was going to be. I don't feel that in his time period we had the social media, we had the marketing, the self-marketing to be able to push it forward. Of course, he had Nike, and Nike was doing very well, but they wanted to keep it. You know, I don't think that they really wanted to keep pushing it, and I don't know if Michael Johnson wanted to do the work or not to market it as well. And no, I don't know how much they had in their contract to keep that shoe alive. That's where I'm going to leave it with that. The time period wasn't right. With Usain Bolt,
okay,
the CEO that actually gave Bolt his shoe is now with Adidas, and I've had conversations, and I think Usain was very excited in the moment, and then he got excited about something else when it was time to do, you know, the underground work, the marketing, the commercials, and stuff like that, and that scared a lot of companies, I think, in that moment. Also, Usain is Jamaican. The marketing in the US is different. I feel one of our in the US it turns out when it comes to marketing. Entertainment and marketing is the US's bread and butter. We know how to do that. Like that's just our thing. So now that I'm an American in a time period where self-marketing is very popular and it's very, you know, it's strong. You know, everybody wants to do it. Everybody's looking at it. They want the brand. They want the identity. You know, a person's identity is more marketable sometimes than a brand at times. And now we see them as brands. I know that I can do the work. I know that I can get the medals. But at the end of the day, I think that it comes down to, guys, you now have the title of the world's fastest man. What do you do with that title? You tell them, don't you want to have the shoes of the world's fastest man? Don't you want to put those shoes on your feet? I'm wearing the same shoes of the world's fastest man. It's going to make me so fast. It's the same thing with Michael Jordan.
But the shoes that the world fastest man wears track spikes.
No, he only wears track spikes on the track, but he trains in tennis shoes. And when you see him out, he's in tennis shoes. And when people go out and run marathons, they wear tennis shoes. And when you're in the gym, you wear tennis shoes. Guess what?
Tennis
shoes. Everybody wears tennis shoes. And the only reason that you don't see more marketing for tennis shoes and individual runners is because they just haven't done it. But why are we saying just because it hasn't been done means it can't be done?
Yeah. I mean, if it was going to happen, the timing is now. The timing is now, especially while the stove is hot, as I'll call it. Right now, the stove is hot. You are the stove, and while it's hot, you take advantage of that. And there's always a market for everything, no matter what it is. Everything is marketable, especially when it has the right push and people behind it. So there's really no excuse on their end. And this is why we need certain individuals in positions of power to make these things and transitions a little bit easier. And it shouldn't have to be a fight. We have to yell and scream all the goddamn time to get shit done.
Well, Noah, you're gonna have to start posting a little bit more on IG. Usain has 14 million IG followers. You got 1.5. Give us your IG handle. You own IG and Twitter?
NoJo18 at Lyles Noah on Twitter. NoJo18 on TikTok. You know, I mean, Usain has had his career. I'm still in the middle of my career.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry, we're still constantly
let's get
moving.
the man followed. Go out and follow Noah Lyles at the ads that he just gave you. It's been a pleasure. 3-time world champion the 200 meters, 1-time champion the 100 meters at the Worlds, Olympic gold medalist, anchored the world championship team last year. Go ahead, Ocho.
I just want to know before you go, how nervous would you be if you had to race me? I'm just curious. I'm just thinking about it.
I'm gonna be pretty nervous for you. Yeah. I don't want you to catch a cramp.
I know that. Before we get down here.
This was a hypothetical. I was just curious. I wanted to know how nervous you would be, but you think I would catch a cramp. But I drink pickle juice. I'll be fine.
All right,
Ocho, I forgot. I forgot this one, Ocho. We forgot it. Tyreek say he wants some of you, Noah. I can't believe you know who Tyreek is. Don't do that, Noah. You know who Reek is.
I'm gonna be honest. I forget his name all the time. I'm gonna be honest. If it's not about track and it ain't about League of Legends, I got what I studied.
He's saying come get some.
Hey, I'm gonna put it like this. Tyreek is just chasing clout. The man, anytime somebody fast comes up, he says he wants to race him. If he really wanted to race people, he would have showed up like DK Metcalf. And the man raced in the 60 meters this year in the Masters division. The man dodging smoke. I don't got time for that.
I like it.
Reek, hey,
Reek, he calling you out.
Hey, you know what? Let's get a couple of. Hey, let's see if we can get some sponsors. Would you be willing to race Reek in a 60 or 100 if we got some sponsors to put some money up?
Challenging me.
Well, see, you got to do 60. 100.
We can race if he's serious about it. If he's truly serious about it. I'm not talking about you just talking on the internet and you ain't actually coming to me and talking to my agent and saying let's set something up. You are seriously about it. You'll see me on the track.
Ooh, all right. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. The current fastest man in the world, Noah Lyles. Noah, thank you for giving us some of your time.
I appreciate you.
Thank you for the opportunity, guys.
Salute.
All right. We'll see you down the road. Good luck. Hey, you got any meets coming up? Are you done for this year?
I'm done for this year, man. I'm shutting it down.
Okay. All right. Best of luck, bro. And congratulations on the 100-meter goal, the bronze and the 200-meter. Get healthy, and we'll see you next year in the world. Good luck, bro.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man. Noah Lyles, ladies and gentlemen. That was awesome. It was great to have Noah on and to get an opportunity to pick his brain and talk to him about the what he's thinking going into the 100 meters, the COVID diagnosis, and being able to try to still go out there to compete for gold. He ends up getting bronze. Nothing to hang his head about with that. But a tremendous effort. Great conversation, Ocho. Very, very forthcoming. Didn't dodge anything. Every question that we set forth, straightforward. He answered it, and that's all we can ask. That's all we can ask. But hey, we're not done yet, Ocho.
Who we got?
We got some. Look who it is. Yeah, that's what's up.
Oh, hey. Look at the beautiful people.
We got the world record silver medal winning 4x4 mixed relay, Vernon Norwood, Bryce Dedman, Kaylin Brown, and Samir Little. Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
We're doing amazing. Thank you. Okay, Vern, I'm gonna start with you as the elder statesman. Qualifying. I mean, you run that blistering time. I mean, there's only one round. Me? So tell me what y'all. Yeah, we hear you, bro. You got us.
Yeah, I got you. I just make the show, man. I'm a little new to
this. We got you. Vern, I'm gonna start with you. You the elder statesman here. Going into that, did you guys think you could set the world record in qualifying, or what was your strategy going in? Obviously, you want to qualify, but did you think world record was a possibility?
100%. We already talked about it like before. Once we saw the lineup and the talent that we had, we was like, oh yeah, world record gone. Because we knew world record was going to win the race anyway. So we just go out there and do our thing. I mean, from me starting it off, getting it to Shamir, to Bryce, to KK, I mean, I already knew world record was gone. So And then we heard y'all comment about, y'all coming out with this cash. I said, oh, yeah, they coming out there. They coming out there easy. Look. Soon we crossed the line, I said, oh, yeah, I'm gonna hit him up right now. Tell that boy bring my money today.
Shamir, you had one of the outstanding games. You run 49 throughout in both of the mixed relays, and then you come back and you qualify, you run 49, and they thought so much of you, they put you on the team that actually has the American record and was just a couple of tenths off the world record. What did that mean to you? I know you were disappointed that you didn't make it in the 400 hurdles, but you still got an opportunity. You won a silver medal and a gold medal. What was your thought process going to Paris?
My thought process was kind of just like, I don't want to give nobody any reason to feel like or say that I didn't deserve to be there. Like, I didn't have the race or the meet that I wanted, like, from the outside looking in. But to me, like, I put on a good meet. It's just the numbers that I put up was really good. It's just some people had a better day than me. So I just kind of, shook that off and moved forward. And I felt like going into Paris, it was just like, oh, we got to advance the team. And I'm just thinking in the back of my head, no, I'm advancing myself. Like, I need to make it to every single round and I'm going to run my butt off. So it was just like every round I was going into it, I was just like, ain't no such thing, ain't no holding back. Like, I have to qualify and I have to make it as far as I can.
Was it a situation you were thinking that I don't want to give them any reason to put someone else on this relay team and miss this opportunity? Because I think at the end of the day, everybody wants to run the final. We know that we have a couple of times, sometimes we have a couple of people that run qualifying rounds and they're going to get gold medals. But when that American record, when they look at that, that's going to say Sidney McLaughlin, that's going to say Shamir Little, that's going to say X, Y, and Holmes. That's what it's going to say.
Yeah. Dang, I'm just like, it's so much depth in the 400 hurdle. I mean, it's so much depth in the 400. So anything is liable to happen. And I felt like, even if I did run 49 low, just how it was going to play out, I may or may not be on the relay. So I kind of was just like, of course it was like that thought process of thinking like, what if they put somebody else? And then it was shoot, like, what if they don't? Like, it's going to be me.
Yeah, that's what's up. Bryce, Shamir hands the baton to you, and you take off. You like, man, we got this in the bag. Mm-hmm. Or you like, hell nah, we going for this.
Shoot, whenever I get the baton, I'm just all gas. They took that. They told us before we went into the race it was gonna take a world record to win it. Shoot, and I just took off and did what I needed to do or do what I had to do. Once I get the stake in my hand, I don't be thinking world record or how fast I'm running. I'm just going. I kind of just like let my instincts take over and get the baton to the next person, which was Kaylin, and she did her thing too.
Ocho?
Listen, not only did we get the world record, right? So I just have a question. I mean, when it comes to the 4x4, we often see fierce competition in any sport there is. I mean, are there any team that you guys are rivals with? And was there any banter or trash talk before the race that actually prepare you guys to actually go and get this world record? Or was it is it always quiet on your end when it comes to the 4x4?
For me, no. But I don't know for
well, kind of for everybody. I'm not sure if you guys had that kind of banter with other teams, and if there is a rival at all.
No. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
The world record, but it was going into the prelims. It wasn't something that we was thinking about. It was just our chemistry was good, and we were just focused on just executing so that the baton never slowed down. Right. And so when KK came through, and I'm looking at the time, last 15 meters, Vernon like, that's a world record. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, goodness. And then she crossed, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Now, Vernon was thinking about, oh, man, Unc said he got that bread. He got that world record. I want that bread.
Hey, matter of fact, you know what? I'm curious. Is trash talk and track, is that frowned upon?
I mean, you gotta save your energy. I feel like It used to be a thing. I hear stories of like back in the day, like people used to talk like the jumpers or whatever. I think now,
right,
it's just more kind of like let what you're doing on the track speak for itself. Like I don't have all that energy to be going back and forth with somebody. Like
in high school, y'all know y'all talk, Shamir. In high school, I know we talk. Oh, y'all not finna win this one. Who gets that? Ain't nobody winning this. Not with Sharpe in here. Y'all ain't winning.
Some people definitely be talking for sure. Some people for sure be talking, especially before the races, or leading up to the races. I mean, but everyone is different. Some people talk, some people don't. Some people be in their own zone. Some people love talking, going into a race in a little heat up area. It really just all depends.
Yeah.
Caitlin, let me ask you a question. In the last, you won, you got the world record, you didn't win the gold medal. Is there anything you could have done differently to help this outcome not be what it was? What do you wish you could have done differently?
Nothing. Honestly, I went out there and I ran my best. And even in the finals, I ran faster than the prelims. So I feel like every time I step out on the track, I just give it my all. And I feel like it played out perfectly. Whether we won silver or gold, we did it. We did the thing.
You know, a lot of times, guys, we see like Shamir, like, let's just say you run against, obviously you're not in a fast heat in the hurdles. You're going to run just fast enough to qualify, to win the race and save some of that energy. I know Vernon, you and Bryce, y'all do that a lot in the 400 meters. You're not trying to go out there and run 43 every race, qualifying semifinals and then drop another 43 in the finals. So you're trying to conserve some of the energy. Was that ever a thought process like, man, we got a 30-minute lead. Let's back this down some and save for tomorrow?
My bad.
Honestly, I think we just went off the vibe. Like the energy in that stadium was like electrifying. So we were just running at that point. Like we weren't really thinking about the world record in that moment. We knew eventually it's going to happen because that's what it's going to take to win. But throughout the race, we were just running. And I'm looking at KK running. I'm like, oh man, we might break the world record right now because I got the stick. I handed off the stick. So I'm watching the whole race. I'm like, damn, we actually sliding right now. And I'm looking at the clock. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, damn, we might hit a world record. Then I touched it. I said, oh, world record gone. So we like in your process, we just running, and you don't really feel like you're gassing it that much. And then afterwards, you got to do it again the next day. But that's what we train for, though. So,
guys, did y'all know Bryce that when he got back to his room, he DM'd me about Unc run me my money?
Oh, I
heard you.
Yes,
that
man DM me.
Hey, what you told him, Bryce? Bryce, what you told him, Bryce?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to know.
Bryce is my roommate.
No, you, bro.
Yeah, I know. I said, tell him, run me a Look, I heard y'all was talking about it one time on the show. I was like, man, hold up now. Let me see them boys come through their word. I'm like, them boys from around the way, so I know they gonna come through. And then y'all actually came down. I was like, damn, y'all some real ones, man. But I appreciate y'all though.
And then there's a mutual friend. He hit up a mutual friend and said, man, I'm trying to get an Unc. I don't know if he gonna see my DM.
Hey, I appreciate y'all. So y'all, hey, it's all love. Hey, y'all good in my hood. Y'all come down to Baton Rouge. I got y'all.
Nah, man. No, guys, we just want to show you guys some love. The crew at Nightcap here, myself and Ocho, and all of our subscribers and listeners and followers. Man, we wanted to show you guys that we really appreciate what you do, the hard work, the sacrifices, the time away from your family, the times that you don't feel like training, that you go out there and you push yourself farther than you ever thought you could. And so for us at Nightcap, it was easy because to run a world record, that means everybody contributed, everybody did their part. And we wanted here at Nightcap wanted to say thank you.
Yeah.
Not only for your effort, but for what you've given before that race, because the race is the easy part. The hard part is the training up to the race. And so from the bottom of our heart here at Nightcap, thank each and every one of you.
Every last one of you.
Appreciate y'all taking notes.
Make sure y'all get some McDonald's with that money now.
Man, Vernon, the way Vernon hit me up, Vernon money.
Oh, no, I ain't rocking like that, man. I'm chilling, man. Hey.
So, is anybody's season continue? Shamir, Bryce, Caitlin, Vern, Is anybody going to I think there are a couple of Diamond League meets left. Is anybody's season going to continue, or are you going to shut it down and start gearing up for? Is anybody going to do indoor, or everybody's just waiting to do the Worlds next year in September?
I actually leave tomorrow, so I'm like in between packing and getting ready, and I'm gonna be over there for like a month. I'm finishing off in so I'm going back to the 400 hurdles, and I'm gonna do a couple of Diamond League meets leading up and do the final.
Okay.
So we almost there. This the third half of the season.
Final stretch.
I'm hitting the road Monday. We going to Lausanne, so I'm gonna finish out the season with the Diamond League meets because I just like competing, and I'm a little bit behind on my racing, so I'm still trying to chase some things I need to accomplish for this year. So you definitely go see me on the road.
Okay. I'm trying to go 42.
Come on now. Come on now.
So I'm not in no Diamond Leagues right now. I leave for a meet in Berlin and another meet in Switzerland next week. So I'll be doing that. And same as Vernon, I'm trying to chase some before this season end and wrap some stuff up for the upcoming season. Next year. We got some
Kay, I think you're still in school, right?
I have a whole collegiate season again. So I'm trying to sit down and relax.
Shamir, I'm gonna get you out here on this. You said I'm watching you at the U.S. trials, and you run the 4 and the hurdles. Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn, she ran good, so she's ready. Why did you continue to run the 400, knowing that you had the 400 hurdles, and it was going to probably be difficult given the field? Why not just one race and shut it down, knowing that like I'm fit, I'm ready, I'm good?
I mean, I came in there and I was like, I just want to run one race, and then I ran so well, just considering kind of how my season was going leading up to that. And I just had a moment with my coach. I'm excited. He came to me. He like, we could go all the way, and I was like, I think like, yeah, like we could go all the way. Like he believes I'm one of the best 400 runners in the world. I believe I'm one of the best 400 runners in the world.
You are.
I am. Shoot. So it's just like,
yes,
why not? And we just went for it.
That's wow.
Yeah.
Again, Vern, you're gonna stay with us. Shamir, Bryce, Kay, thank you so much. We're proud of you here at Nightcap. Continued success in your season. You got another month, Shamir, Bryce. You got a couple of meets. Kay, go join. Hey, take some time off because the collegiate season is long, and then you got the trials, and then you got the world. So you need some rest, niece. So take some time off. Enjoy that. Hey, I know you hadn't spent your money like Vern has, because I know Vern pocket. Man, that money put a hole in Vern pocket.
Man. Hey, look.
So, guys, congratulations. We're proud of you here. As I said, guys, continued success. We'll see you down the road again next year. Maybe I'm going to go out there and solicit some sponsors to help me foot this bill next time.
Y'all got to pull up to some meets, too. Y'all for sure got to pull up to some meets.
You know what? I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll come to the trials.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds like a good idea.
We'll come to the US trials.
Wait, what is that? What is that?
It's in Eugene, Oregon.
It's going to be in Eugene.
Oh, Spirit go out there?
I don't know about
okay.
Spirit. Southwest
go out there, though.
Southwest do.
Okay.
Analogy mess, you're going to be stuffed up.
The Texas, okay. When is the Texas Relays?
Texas Relays is in like March.
We got LSU Relays. Come down to the Baton Rouge, though.
I can't promise you about the Texas Relays. I can't promise you that one. And what's the one that they run at the beginning of the year? And the Penn Relays. I can't I like that. I want to go to the Penn. I can't promise you that, but I promise you we'll be at the USA.
Okay, we'll see y'all then.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, me and Ocho, we might have cash out there this time and see what
y'all
do for that cash.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, y'all boys faster than some of these track meets out here. Y'all doing it.
Oh, God.
Hey, y'all boys doing it, man.
All right, guys, congratulations. Bird, you're going to stay with us a little while longer.
I'm chilling.
Bryce, Shamira, Kay, thank you so much. Continued success, and we'll see you guys down the road.
Bye,
have a good one.
All right.
Goodbye.
Wait, how I get out?
What's up,
Bird? Okay. You're going to run. You ran the second leg.
I use the bathroom, Unc.
Go ahead. I got it. Vern, you're gonna run second leg. Okay, you get Bailey leads this thing off. Now you know both Botswana, and you know who they got on anchor. So I don't even go. So and you know the Botswanans, they normally bring. I think they had a 400-meter run on Makwala.
Yeah, Makwala, the OG.
Yeah. So I'm very familiar with Botswana. The Bahamian teams with Chris Brown, they normally bring a contingent. So there are certain teams that when they're in the race, you know you better be on your best behavior. So Bailey comes out in 44 and 44.5. You get the baton. Tell me what's going through your mind, because he's a little behind the Botswanan kid.
Well, leading up to that race, me and Rob was talking about it. About we knew Botswana was gonna give us a good chase because we was in the back. I don't know if you noticed, Tobago was second leg.
They kept switching.
So in my head, I'm like, okay, I gotta run today because I got Tobago and I got the silver medalist Matt Hudson Smith. Shout out to him. So I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta run today. And I'm just telling Chris, just give me everything you got. I'm gonna do my job. I'm gonna do my part. And I already had it on my mind from the day before when we qualified. They thought things were just sweet because he's like, oh, we barely got through. I'm like, all right, tomorrow will be a different day. Right. I know Chris get the stick. I'm on second leg. Second leg normally not my leg. I'm usually like a first or third guy, preferably, but I can run any leg. Man, I get the stick, man. I know Matt go do his thing. I said, all right, I'm gonna just run my race. And we know I'm coming off by about 250, get to about 120, I start kicking. And that's when I'm like, I give out the stick to Bryce. Bryce do his thing. I said, oh, yeah, now we got a race. And that's probably one of the most electrifying races I've been a part of, that 4x4.
It was. Because, I go back a little farther than you, right? I got kids your age, Vern, so I go back a little. There haven't been very many 400-meter men's that's come down. I think in 2016, maybe 16, I think Chris Brown ran Angelo Taylor down, and we ended up getting a silver medal in that. But for the most part, if we don't drop the stick, ain't nobody beating our 4 men, because we dominate the 400, although we haven't won the open 400 in a very long time. You got to go back to 08. Quincy Hall won in 2024, but you got to go all the way back to 08. And so now, when Bryce takes off and he gives that stick to Rye, we had Rye on, and just Rye, and it's Tobago.
Hey.
What's going through your head?
Like, respectfully, I'm like, Tobago go die. He going against Captain America. I said, Tobago go die. Like, I had some feeling like he was going to die off at some point, because it might look like they was gliding, but they really was going stride for stride. And Tobago got 19 speed. Rock can run 19 if he wanted to too as well. So I'm thinking about when Tobago gets to about 320, he gonna start dying off. But I'm still seeing Tobago still stuck on him. So if you see me watching, my fist balled up tight, standing there like, come on, Rock. Come on, Rock. I'm like, I'm tight as hell. I'm like, come on, Rock. And I saw him get to about 20 meters out. I said, oh, no. He crossed the line. I said, oh, thank God. I'm like, hell yeah, I just ran to him. I don't know what I did, but I just did something. I just threw my hand. I just glided towards him. But he held it down for us, man. Shout out to Rock, because that was a big task for him to do, because he came from winning his Olympic event and coming in and holding it down for us, because we was a bit short-handed. Quincy Hall.
Because Quincy was dealing with a little spasm in his hamstring. But for Rye, and Rye's never run that fast in his life, but he had to. I thought when Rye got the stick in Tobago, I thought he was going to put him under pressure right away. I thought he was going to try to shoot past him. But Rye said because he got out the first 100, Tobago tried to just pace it.
Because you look at it, they was going stride for stride. Stride for stride. And I think Rye's IQ was so on point that day, because he knew what Tobago, he respect Tobago talent, and Tobago respect his talent as well. Tobago would have been the madman. He could just shoot off like that. If there was somebody else, Tobago probably would have went for it. Exactly. I felt like if there was somebody else, he probably they just got to sink or swim. But throughout that race, man, I'm watching it. Man, I'm telling you, I was tight on that side. I'm like, come on, because Botswana, they dangerous. We knew coming in it was going to either be Botswana and Great Britain giving us a good chase, because they looked at us like a little shorthanded because a few of our top guys went down. But that just to show you how much depth that we have in that event in the 400. Because you look at it like last year, me and Bryce Deadman was doing the open at World Budapest. And this we doing the relays. So each year you can be a different.
That's how much depth we got.
That's how much depth we got, and we still got guys in the cut that's coming out. That's gonna be back next year at full health. You know, with Michael Cherry, Will London, all those type of guys coming back at full health. So we got so much depth going into next year, and like we almost broke the world record in the event.
Yeah,
that's what's so amazing.
But we were talking about last year. Like that world record gone. That world record gone.
That's what Rod said. That
we were talking about last year at Worlds in Budapest. And I'm like, but the thing is, we gotta put the right legs together. Because, like I said, I preferably could do first or third. I could give you 43 out the hole. I could give you 43 on third. Second leg, just that leg. Just at that moment, we needed a second leg. Rock could have ran second, but he needed to be on anchor. I told him
he needed to be anchored.
You got to anchor us. Like nobody could do the job but you today. Like you know what I'm saying? And he understood the assignment. Grade A.
Bernie, do you know this? That this is the first time somebody other than Americans has run sub 256?
Them boys slide. Shout out to Botswana, boy. Them boys slide.
And Great Britain. Great Britain ran 255 because prior to that race, no other team other than American had gone sub 256. I'm talking about the 256 that they ran in Mexico City in 1968. So you got two teams other than American go sub 256.
And I think next year might be a little bit faster because you're going to get other teams back at their full strength. Like we might get Jamaica back in the mix.
They can't see y'all.
They probably won't, but I'm just saying you go get more comp back in the mix where it could boost the level of competition. But Botswana going to be definitely a team we have to watch out for because them boys going to get better.
But here's the thing. With you, Rye, let's see, with all our guys, if y'all run y'all best, y'all might can go to sub 254, which is correct. Which if you go sub 254, just like that 1993, what Michael Johnson and Butch Reynolds and Quincy Watts and Andrew Ballman, what they ran in 93 in Stuttgart, this thing might stand for 30 years.
If everybody at full health and Mike Marsh and Michelle Freeman put together the right pieces in the right order, that gone.
Yeah.
It was gone with what we had. And I think that was a great team that Mike Marsh and Michelle put together. So shout out to them. So they put together a good team and put us in position to win. And we walked away with Olympic record gold. So we knew what's at stake. Even for the women, that women's record is definitely gone next year.
Yeah.
And both for the 4x4 records, world records gone next year.
But here's the thing. Y'all ran that with push. They had a 30-minute lead. If they'd have had any push, that record. Hey, they go in sub 315. They might be 314.
Yeah,
sub 314 with
demolished.
push. Sydney ran 47.71 with no push. Alexa Holmes, she had a 30-meter lead and she runs sub 49.
And the unique thing about that relay, they only had one 400-meter girl on them. Sydney 400 hurler, Shamir 400 hurler, and Gabby is a sprinter. Yes. So that just shows you how much like talent and unique the U.S. I mean, we're a cheat code, man. But it's nice to see that too, though, the dynamic and the difference of how they can mix up these relays, and we can still go out there and dominate. Like seriously, like dominate.
Oh yeah.
You know,
bro, you watch this thing from a distance. You watch, and Kendall Ellis, she won the trials, and she tweeted that she was told that she was going to run, and then in the warm-up room, in about 4 minutes before the race, she's not on the relay team. What I mean, as a runner, as a competitor, can you understand? Can you empathize with what she's going through?
I know she probably feeling, definitely a type of way how that went down, because at the end of the day, I'm not sure about how much went into that situation and the communication that led up to that. But, me personally, I would definitely feel some type of way, because I didn't get the opportunity to at least run on the prelim round. So for me not to run at all, definitely missing out on the medal and all that stuff. So I would definitely feel a bit gutted. But also at the same time, to put in perspective, like, they want to go out there and put the best people out there in this best situation versus whatever you do. But I mean, shit.
You can't complain with the results. You got the fastest time by American women in the history, with Noah Thingmo, with no Abby Steiner, with no Wilson. Thingmo can go sub 49. Abby Steiner can go sub 49. Wilson can go sub 49.
In that situation, also, I'm just like, dang, like, it's just one of those situations where I think it was just some miscommunication that this wasn't transpire in between, the coach and the athlete. I'm not sure too much what went on. I'm not too familiar on that situation, but for me, I would feel very gutted for it just because if that happened that way and I not know, and then boom, you change it up on me like that. Instead of this, you tell me at the beginning, like, oh, you might not run, you might run with the woo. Okay, I'm gonna just still be a professional and be like, all right, I'm gonna prepare myself to run. If I don't run, fine. Good luck to everybody out there. I'm gonna still be a team player, understand? Because I've been on multiple teams and I've been on, relays where I just only ran the prelim and not the final. And they put the people out there, and I'm like, cool. I'm still about to get my medal, still get the.
I'm gonna get that medal,
and I'm still world champ. I'm gonna call it a day. So that's just my mindset of it, being a professional. But sometimes everybody want that shine, and then like to be honest, like I've been on 7, 8 teams. This year and last year was the first 2 times I ran on the final for the 4x4.
Wow.
That just told you the depth. But at the end of the day, I never complained. Just waited my turn, did my thing, and I showed out.
But you got a bunch of gold medals to show for it.
And I showed out every time I get on the track. And I tell people, like, man, once I get the opportunity, it's over with. And unfortunately, I didn't get the individual this year. Just wasn't ready on that day, I guess. But I'm still running phenomenal time. I'm still going at it right now. So next year, hopefully, the goal always to get the individual spot. But the relay is fun, man.
Right.
The relays, you get cracking on the relay. I be telling people, like, man, kind of down for the relay. The relays really get it. Like, you really have some fun on the relays, man.
Hey, when it comes to the relays, right, and we think about the pressures, obviously, you guys in Paris, who's the personality that keeps everybody calm?
Me.
It has to be somebody. Every NFL team has a guy that is game day, but he keeps everybody loose. He keeps people laughing where it's not so tense. Who's the personality on the relay team, or just the track team in general, that keeps things kind of even
Probably
keel?
me, because I'm never serious. Like, I'm never mad. I'm probably one of the most, I talk to everybody. Like, I just to keep my nerves, keep everything. So I just be talking a little smack to even when I was telling Matt, I say, you're on second leg, I'm doing this to him. Like, telling him to put his seatbelt on. Like, we doing all this stuff towards each other. Like,
right.
And me and Ra and all those other guys, we've been around each other all. We was roommates, so we just in the room vibing, chilling. We just like, man, this is the fun part. We about to go out there and have fun. There's no pressure besides the fact that we got to come away with gold. We understand that pressure being from USA, automatic, goal or bust.
Right.
And so just us going out there just on some chill stuff, I'm keeping everybody laughing. We made a bunch of videos, a bunch of fun stuff. I'm talking about like hanging out on the balcony, we doing our thing, man. So I did my best job trying to just make sure everybody just having a good time and making the most memories at the Olympics game this year. So we had a good time, man. So, hey, you got some crazy stories, man. We had a crazy time out there, dog.
Vern, you had in uncharted territories. Nobody has been able to run. Michael Johnson won the Olympic gold in Sydney at 33. And I think he won the world championship the following year at 33 and a half, maybe 34. You're 32 years of age, and probably by the time the world roll around next year, you gonna be 33, bro. You in uncharted territories, bro.
I gotta give a lot of credit to my coach, Dennis Shaver. Like, he developed me right into the athlete that I am. Like, every year, these last couple of years, I've been improving so much, and I don't know exactly how. I do know how, but me just progressing and developing to the 400 runner I am, each year I'm getting faster and faster and faster. So everybody looking at me like one of my boys, Cherry, he was like, damn, you giving me hope. I'm 32, about to be 33 next year, and I'm still out here running elite time. So, who knows what'll happen next year. I'm taking each year to year, and hopefully we make it to 28. If we don't, hey, I had a hell of a run.
Isn't he? He was your coach at LSU,
He's still
correct?
my coach, yes, sir. He's still here with me. So we still, we still learning as we go. We still developing, and he did a great job with me. So, and we still working towards everything we doing. And I just been consistent with staying in my realm and doing what I do every single day, being consistent. That's kind of carried me to how I am at this age now. Because a lot of guys look at me like, "Dang, you 30." Some people didn't know I was 32. And took trials when I'm racing against Lil Quincy. Somebody was like, I'm looking on TikTok. Somebody said, damn, he racing a dinosaur. I said, oh man, I almost took my phone out the house. I said, oh, they clowned me like that. They called me a dinosaur compared to little Quincy, but nobody knew I was 32. Everyone was like, people thought I was like 26, 27, because I'm running well, moving well.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, man, this age thing ain't nothing but a number. It's how you feel. Because look, how you hitting
Vern,
that line at that age.
Yeah, you see it. Yeah. This for Ocho, because Ocho challenged me to a competition, so I got to get right.
See, look, because I had went bald. Everybody was like, dang, he losing his hair. I said, nah, man, I'm bald by choice. I can still grow hair. I saw Ocho talk about that. He started to grow hair. I could do the same thing.
Ocho, he can't grow no hair. I mean, Vern, he can't grow no hair. Let me just say, Vern, as I started to get older, I started to get injured because I was trying to run with the same intensity and the same volume. And my body couldn't handle it. And I couldn't understand until I got with a track guy, and he said, as you start to age, you can't run the same volume and the same intensity. You can't do 200-meter sprints at 30 seconds. You can't do 25 110s at 16 seconds. You just can't, Shannon. So you're going to have to back it down, less volume, same intensity. As you start to age, what has been the difference in your training?
Well, the training kind of been the same. It's just more of my preparation leading up to training. Like, I'm seeing my chiropractor, Dr. John, like mostly some mornings just to get my body moving well. It's the preparation that leads me to train to get my body moving. And then once I'm winding down after training, the cool down is how I'm setting my body up to get ready for the next day. So I take my preparation and my cool down very, very, very seriously to get my body to move the way it moves, because I have to do the exact same thing the next day. And I think a lot of athletes have to start understanding, as you get older, you don't really have to do as much, but you need to do just enough, but also find that tuning where it's like you need to keep your body moving well. So you got to make sure your hips right, back right, all that type of stuff. So I'm taking more emphasis on my preparation and my ending for as when I'm cooling down to help my body get ready for the next day. Because it's all about recovery at the end of the day. So if you recover well and you get back to 100% and go again the next day, oh, man, you're in great business. But you got to have the right team and right understanding how your body is, because everybody's body is different. Like, some people could go out there and go crazy in training, but, the next day, how can they respond? You see?
Yeah. And that was the thing, though, Vern. That's what was happening. Yeah, I could do it, but it had taken so much out of me. Now my next training session was suffering. So I wasn't. And then, you try to push through it. And next thing you know, my hamstring tweaked. I've tweaked the groin, my adductors, and I'm just sore because I had put in so much stress on my body, because in my head, I'm not going to be the same person if I don't come through it these times with the same level of consistency. So, Vern, what's your weight? What's your peak condition weight?
Right now, I'm usually like 165. That's my race weight, 165. So I usually bounce between 165 to 170. I don't never get over 170. Like, sometimes when I come in the fall training, my coach wants me to be at least close to my race weight to go through training a little bit more easier than most. Because some people because you go in the fall training, obviously you've been partying, been doing your thing, so you're going a little bit heavy, but at the same time, you start hitting the workout. That
workout's gonna hurt, man.
That lactic hit quick on that second and third rep, so you like, hold on now. You start holding it. So like most times, that's when you double working. You trying to lose weight, you ain't trying to get fit at the same time. Try to come in like at least bit close to your race weight, because you're gonna gain a little bit weight from the weight training, because you do a lot of volume in the weight room, but everybody got a different philosophy. Because see, I'm naturally slim lean, so I'm never gonna get over 172. So I can always just get into fall training. But but everybody have a different set. But training for that 400 is different. Like people was like, when I ran the 43, the semi-final around the 4x4, somebody was like, dang, you got enough left? I said, I'm gonna show you. I said, I'm gonna show you. I said, I'm actually a little faster today. You know what I'm saying? So that fall training is different, man. You gotta really prepare yourself in your body, because it's gonna hurt that first month. Like, people like, oh, you gonna feel sore. I don't even get massaged like that first 2 months, because I'm like, that soreness a massage ain't gonna help that soreness. I gotta grind that out.
Right.
You just gotta take care of that body, man. Gotta take care of that body, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have them resources. So, but I usually be between right now, 165. I'm drinking about a gallon of water a day, beet juice. I'm on it all, man.
You ain't eating no McDonald's, are you? You hear that, Ocho?
Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, though. When I go to Europe, I go to Europe, I get that McDonald's in Europe, though.
Hey, you see what I'm talking about? You see, you heard it?
It's a desperate night. The food ain't really cracking on nothing. I'm gonna hit that McDonald's, man. Yeah.
Desperate, Ocho.
But
desperate.
I ain't hitting that McDonald's on no regular.
Listen,
Ocho.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, you didn't hear what he said. He understands his body. He knows what works for his body. So I'm talking about for my body.
Ocho.
It works well.
Look, they call me Vicho because we both ball, right? I ain't getting that McDonald's, man. I ain't getting that McDonald's like that. But you know, everybody different. Hey, you go out there and eat McDonald's for a week straight, come out there and try to run that 400. Boy, you go catch lactic so fast.
I can. Because my body is immune to that. My body's immune to that. Like, you know, my race weight is like 220.
Man, one thing I admire about you, boy, you got that confidence that God talk about in the Bible, boy. I respect that.
Yeah.
He done challenge Noah. He done challenge Quincy. He say he want Quincy in a
Honda. Hey, I challenge Vern on Twitter.
Hey, man, look, I'm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We can set up a race right now at LSU. You were supposed to come down there, but you punked out though.
Nah, I'm traveling. I'm in New York right now.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be in New York, but I'm spending some time with the family before I head out on Monday, man. Go hit that road, get back to that money on.
Yeah.
Hey, man, somebody gotta pay the bills, man. It's a grind, but I like competing though, man. I just can't sit around and train too much because once I'm in shape, I like to just go out there and race, man.
Right.
It's fun, man. I'm telling you, like once like the grind, all that stuff is part of the game. So, you know, a lot of these younger athletes have to understand being a professional. Like you just saying you ain't just training, traveling these places for fun. You out here going out there and compete because these track meets in Europe is totally different from in the US. They're
really? What's so different about it? They
appreciate the sport. And like it's sell-out crowds. You go to these Diamond League meets, man, it's just like you competing at Worlds and Olympics. We went to the London Diamond League meet, man. They had like 60,000 people out there. We went to the Olympic, it was 70K. So it ain't no different. You competing in these big stadiums and competing on that circuit, man. It's different. It's a different setup. It's very professional. They appreciate the sport, and the competition is there, man. And you know, we see the same people all the time. Like you see all these guys we racing, we see them all the time on the circuit. Like those guys in that 400 meters, I'm about to race them next Thursday. So I'm gonna get some of that blood, man. I missed out I missed out on that blood. I'm gonna get some of that blood next week, man. I want some of that, man.
You say you want your get back, huh,
get some of that, man. Win, lose, or draw, I'm gonna step on that line, give it everything I got. You know, it's just the competitive in me, man. I don't know how you football guys, y'all boys get on that field, y'all boys get at it too, but on that field, we get active on that track too now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Man, that's track and field is my favorite sport to watch, Vern. Like I said,
it's nice, man. I know.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I mean, I go back. Like I said, I'm a lot older than you, and so I go back, and so I remember like all the Olympics and a lot of the worlds when they first brought the worlds in '83 in Helsinki. I go back way back, and so I love the sport. And the 400 meter is my race. I love track and field, everything in track and field, but the open 4 and the 4x4, that's my race. That's my race. I love those races.
Anybody watching that 4x4 this year for the first time, man, they go fall in love with it. Because that's like one of the probably the closest race I ever seen USA push to back.
It is.
You know, because you usually see us just wiping everybody out.
If you run away with
fans at that games, man. I'm in the arena. I'm like, dang. I'm like I'm tight. Like I'm just really tight. Like, come on. And just to go through that and experience that, man, I don't think I'm ever forget that. Because I rewatched the race the other day. I'm watching. I'm like, damn, we really sliding. I'm watching Ra hold it down, man. To this day, I say, Ra, you good in my book to this day, boy. You good in my book to this day, boy. You held us down. Even Chris Bailey, though. Chris Bailey did his thing on first leg, you know. And even Bryce, you know, we told Bryce and thing, we like, hey, Bryce, you gotta step on him today. You gotta step on the day, and Bryce got that thing. Shout out on. I said, "Oh yeah, there we go. We in business now." And Rob got the stick, and he did his thing. He did something that a lot of track athletes probably would never do. And
he didn't panic. He had a strategy. He know who Tobago was. He had an idea of what he's like. Look, I'm gonna get out, but I'm gonna get out just enough where I don't die in the last 100 meters. Because if you go out too hard, man, there is no kind of lactic acid like 400 acid in that last 100 meters.
Tobago will be a problem, man.
But see, here's the thing. I'm not so sure had he not run that low 44 earlier, and you saw that, so you know he got the strength, and he just came off 1946.
But a lot of people don't know this about Tebogo. Throughout the year, he went through some adversity with some personal.
His mom passed away.
He ain't trained for a couple of weeks now. So he missed out on some training because you got to deal with it. So we didn't know if he was going to continue the season. And for him to do that, man, I got a tremendous amount of respect for him, man. And the way they presented him in Botswana, that was tremendous. But
that was live.
That's unbelievable.
That was live,
man. He could run the 1, 2, and the 4. Like, because people forget he ran 30 point in the 300 early.
Oh, he got the world record in the 300 meters. What, he run 30,
like, man, I hope he'll go to the 400, man. These boys are already like knocking at the door. So for him to go out and do that, man, even if he run the 400 right now, he probably could go 43 seconds in the right race. So,
oh yeah, for sure. Oh, absolutely, for sure. Hey, hold on. He ran 19.4. If he runs 19.4, he can come through easy at 21 and a half. Easy. I'm talking about with no stress, Vern. No stress whatsoever. And you mean to tell me he can't get home in 22 after coasting through the – oh, hell yeah.
Wait till he put a little bit more muscle on him, get a little bit stronger, and he figure out that 100, lights out. Because that 100 meters –
well, he said he doesn't know. He says he might go to the 4. He might do the 4.2. But here's the thing. Are they going to adjust the schedule, because to do the 4.2 is going to be too much. It's too close.
That'll be something.
They have to do what they did for Michael and what they did for Marie Jose's correct when she did it in 96. Both of them did it in 96. They spaced it out and gave them a couple of days in between, because if you finish one and try to go hell no.
All right, but I got to salute the Bo. He ain't had a day break. He went straight from the 100 to the 200 to the 4x4. I thought he was going to run one round. Because Botswana got a little depth too now. They got some guys around the 45 seconds. So I'm thinking, he gonna run first round. He done. Man, that boy went out there and almost split 42. I said, man, look, man, he a problem, man. Hey, right across the line. I said, hey, man, Tebogo be a problem, bro. But shout out to Botswana, man, Tebogo. They did a great job, man. They pushed us to the max. So
yeah, but Vern, if you 165, Tebogo might be 155.
He gotta be slender. That's why
he's small. He's small on
that's
TV.
Why I say if he get a little bit more strong, a little bit more powerful, and he clean up some things in that 100, and with his top end speed, he a problem. Because him and Noah got. I mean, you could tell. Noah got some of the top end speed.
Yeah,
but I
Noah's gonna have to run some more 400s though, Mr. Vern. He gonna have to deal with this kid. Noah's gonna have to run some more 400s.
Yeah. Tebogo basically a 400 running the sprints, man. That's basically what he is. He's a hybrid, and I hope he just stay away from that 400. Just go ahead and beat up on the balls. Don't come to that 400. We already got too much depth in the 400 as it is, man. It's too much depth in the U.S. It's so many guys in the U.S. that people don't even like. You didn't see this year that you probably gonna see next year. People didn't see Chris Bailey last year, but you see him this year. You know what I'm saying? It's so much depth, man. And I kind of like it that way, because it keeps the competition amongst us to like, okay, we gotta be on our game. Not just for the world, but for us. Because if we can get through US trials, we already know we're ready for the world, because you want the US trials just like worlds.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this and we talked about this, and I've talked to several people. Quincy, as Michael Johnson, I had Justin Gatlin on. Even I talked to Ryan. I think Bobby Kersey, who's her coach, Bobby is about legacy. Bobby is about leaving that you always remember Bobby Kersey athletes. Is that I can see a situation where Sid tries to go sub 49, probably at the Worlds, and then she shifts her focus and she goes to the open 400 and tries to take down Medalina Coke's record.
She could do it too. She could go.
Yeah.
I think she could go sub 49 in the hurdles. And I think she definitely could get.
You mean sub 50 in the hurdle?
Sorry, sub 50. And I think she definitely get the world record, because when you watch her run, man, just her mental focus, you just see it. And I think she got it down pat. Like with the hurdles, like she just got it so down pat and it's so perfected that she just going boom. And then you put her out in the 400. She already got the 200 meter speed. She could go sub 22 if she really would have trained for it.
She ran 22:07, which is like the 8th or 9th fastest time.
And she would have had the American record in the 400. If you watch the race in New York, it was windy as hell on that home stretch when she was finishing that race. She broke the American record that day. She ran for like 48:75. She would have broke it, if she ran again at trials or something like that. So she definitely, in contention to do that. But she would have focused on the 4. I think easily she could get that world record because she has all the tangibles and all the attributes and the strengths to do it. She got the speed, she got the strength, and she got the mindset to do it too, and the right coach. So I'm pretty sure he has the recipe to cook it up and stir it up for her. All she got to do is go out there and put it out on the right day, on the right time, with the right people in there. So, but if we see that sub 50 in the hurdles,
it's over. Ain't nobody breaking that record. That record gonna be like FloJo.
Hey,
or like Cratchilova's record in the 800 or Coke's record in the 400.
We don't get to see Sydney a lot throughout the year. So we see it at the big meets. We see it at trials and we see it at the games, So a lot of people be forgetting how multi-talented and phenomenal she is. So
she can run high hurdles. She can run the 60 meters. She can run the 100 meters.
She go out there long jump when she want to.
Yeah. Vern, what makes her so unique is that she can hurdle with either leg. So she might take off with the right leg, and then she's taking 14 steps, I think, in the next 4 hurdles, and she's going left leg. And so it doesn't matter. If you notice, you never see her chop because she can jump with either leg.
She got the speed to do it, to carry her.
Oh, she got top end speed.
If she really wanted to do the 200, she could train to do 200. She could do the short hurdles. Like, she really could do any event she actually really focus on. But I'm pretty sure the whole world want to see sub 50 in the 400 hurdles and then see her try something new with the 400. The 400 is going to be a big challenge because you got those girls.
Paulino, you just saw Paulino just run the 3rd fastest time ever. 48:17.
And you still got the Bahrain girl who just came back, because it was her before it was, Paulina.
Yes.
But now she got a big push. But Paulina, dog, and she ain't gonna go down very easily. But
she ain't going down without a fight.
That in order for her to get what she wanted, to get that push for her to get that world record. That's why I say she could get it because, like I said, if you watch a race way back, was it last year? With her and Paulina raced in Paris, but I think maybe Sydney was just trying something out just to see.
But I think that was Sydney's probably first open
she probably just trying something out just to test the waters and see what she could do. But like sometimes it might play those mental gymnastics just to test you out. But I mean, she definitely can break the world record though. She got it. I think she it.
Vern, I think it's going to take. I think she might need to go to altitude. In order, with the right track, the right circumstances, right conditions that day.
Man, I don't think she needs all that, man. She need to just go out there and run, man.
And just go,
You do real, Vern, I'm talking about 47:60. There's only 2 women in the history, and track and field's been going on for over 100 years. Since 1896.
47.7 with no push.
But you do realize 47:60 from blocks and a split is something entirely different, bro. You run too many 400s not to know that.
It's gonna be a challenge, but I could definitely see her going sub 48.
Oh, for sure.
But like I said, it's something that she gonna want to have to do, and her coach gonna have to cook up the recipe for her to do it. And I'm pretty sure he will, because he'll mastermind behind a lot of success a lot of athletes had that he.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'd love to see it. And I would love to see that, man. So who knows, what Sydney do? Cause I'm a big fan of hers. We under the same sponsor for New Balance, so I would love to see it from her, man. Everybody.
And plus the fact is, she young. She young enough. She's 25.
And she already big-time Olympian.
And she's in her wheelhouse for the next 3 to 4 years. She's gonna be this. She's about for the next 2-3 years, Vern. She's gonna be at her peak. Power.
Man, they don't even know, man. That's why I say it's all gonna be about what she want to do at the end of the day. But for the track and field community, man, we waiting on that day, man. And I'm pretty sure as fans, y'all waiting on that day too, because we talking about it right now. But I'm glad that y'all can see, the craft behind our work, because our sport is very different from a lot of these other sports. Like, cause basically, like when you're out there on that track, you're out there on the island. You know about the island, Ocho. Them boys be on the island with you. One-on-one. You already know what time it is.
Hey, listen, you all by yourself?
Just you and it just you and this. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a lot of people overlook. They think it's all physical. I like, nah, it's that mind game. You know what I'm saying? You walk past one of your boy by the block, you look at him, you like, oh yeah, he's scared, he done. So you already in his head. Like, you know, it's little antics. Like sometimes you see guys do stuff like that. They don't want to look at you, they don't want to shake your hand, they don't want to do none of that. I'm like, man, come on, man.
You look at them and they look away. Like, okay, I got you.
You know where I'm from, boy. This ain't nothing. This running. I ain't gonna die on this, man. I'm good. You know, but it's fun, man. And I'm glad, you know, y'all get to witness and see our sport because, man, it's hard, man. It's very hard. Like,
yeah, for sure.
But what we put our body through to get very little reward. And that's why I said we appreciate y'all showing y'all, you know, y'all generosity towards us, because that's big, man. I think what y'all did for our community, man, y'all good in my book. Y'all come to Baton Rouge, y'all good. Y'all got a room. I can take you down to the best soul food spot. Boy, you eat that, you fall right to sleep. Look, man, you good in my book, man. But we appreciate y'all, man. It's been fun. But yeah.
But for those in the chat asking, yes, Vern has received.
Come on, man. Hey, don't say that too loud. Somebody might come knocking on the door. I'm like, oh, find some money. They're like, hey, you owe me some money. It's like, hey, man, look, mama probably text me, oh, you got paid? Chill out now. Chill out. Not too hey, I'm like Ocho. I'm a little frugal, man.
I understand it, bro. I understand it.
Man, I ain't got no money. I'm broke.
Bro, thank you for giving us some of your time tonight, man. We really appreciate it. Congratulations on the time, the Olympic record. Congratulations on the world record in the mixed relays. Continued success the rest of the season, and we'll see you down the road, bro.
Yes, sir. Hey, look though.
You know,
whenever Ocho can't make it, I'm gonna come co-host with you.
All right, you good then? Okay.
Hey,
you good, bro?
Hey, look, I'm bald just like it, so we can get on there together, man.
We good. Vern, appreciate it, man. Best of luck. Stay healthy. We'll see you down the road.
I'll take it easy,
Ocho. All right, bro. Have a good one.
Yo.
Man, that was Ocho. That was unbelievable, man.
Hey, that was live, that boy. That was live.
Yeah. Man, just hit the X and get up out of here, Vern. Man, that was great, Ocho. That was great, man. I mean, to have Noah on, to have the mixed relays with Shamir Little, KK, Bryce Dedman, obviously Vern, and then Vern to bring it home. Man, it's great. We're still trying to work on a few athletes.
Matter of fact, I'm glad you just said that you're trying to work on a few athletes. Masai Russell asked if she could come on, so I told her I would pass the message on to Unc. Obviously, you know, she won.
Yeah, she won the hurdles.
Yep. So I'll get that information to you.
All right. I mean, love to have her.
This is good. This is really good. Just being able to hear allowing the fans to hear from our athletes and what that experience was like, you know, representing our country, the pressures, the strategies that go into racing, and how it's more than just running. It's so much more to just running as opposed to what the casual fan may think that really doesn't watch track. So it's really dope to hear the game plans that each person has and what they go through and how they prepare for these track meets, especially on the big stage like the Olympics.
Well, George, it's kind of like you people just think you go out there and get open, but there's a technique, there's a skill to running the bang, to make it look just like a square out, to make it look like a dig, to make it look like an over.
Oh yeah.
So people just, oh man, he just got no. There's technique to that. You just don't just go run. There has to be a rhyme and a reason. Everything needs to look the same. I'm falling off the table on the out route. Back foot hit, and then guess what? The bang. Once I glance inside, I know that safety in cover 3 because it's bang, bang. That's how it gets the name. So we love to have. We're gonna get that information. Ocho, now it's time for us to pivot. We got to go to football. Daniel Jones gave Giants fans reason to worry with 2 interceptions against Houston. After 2 interceptions,
3. I thought it was 3.
He threw 2 or 3.
I thought it was 3.
I think maybe the backup came in and did that.
Hey, did you see that pick by Stingley though?
Yeah. Oh, that was a hell of a pick.
Ooh, that was nice, boy.
But Stingley's a hell of a player.
Oh yeah, he nice.
After 2 interceptions, Daniel Jones delivered a pair of scoring drives, but you know what? The topic will be in New York this week. The first was a classic example of what not to do. Guess what?
Yeah.
He's in a situation,
yes,
and while
sir.
he did, he exacerbated. He made a bad situation worse.
Even worse.
So what's worse, a safety or a pick six?
Yeah. I think you know what he was trying to do? He was trying to throw that joker out of bounds, but the momentum from the hit, it jarred the ball loose and messed up the throw. I tweeted earlier today, as unethical as Daniel Jones' performance was in today's preseason game, I said that Malik Neighbors is so good. He's so good, he's going to save him. That's how good. Sometimes you have quarterbacks that are so good, they make the receiver. Malik Neighbors is so good, and he's shown such elite talent, not only in the preseason games, but in practice as well. He's going to save Daniel Jones in season. He's going to be his security blanket.
Not when you throw the ball directly to the DB.
Yeah, and the funny thing about it, and a lot of people say, how you going to get him the ball? It just put the ball in the vicinity. This is the NFL. Put the ball in the vicinity of Neighbors, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Second, but he threw a pick six to Jalen Petrie.
Yeah.
And then the second interception came on the next possession. Darryl Stingler Jr. had a great pick. Daniel Jones signed a 4-year deal for $160 million. So you ride with Danny Dimes this year?
I mean, we don't have no choice. We don't have
no choice. I'm asking you. You got a choice.
Oh,
you're not a Giants. You don't play for New York.
You know, I don't got no horse in the race over there in New York. I could care less.
So you riding with him?
Care less. Huh?
You riding with him?
I mean, he all right. I mean, no.
Is Ochocinco riding with Daniel Jones? It's a simple yes or a simple no.
I mean, no. Hey, listen, I told you I ain't got what you laughing at.
That man said,
hey, I don't have no horse in the race over there in New York. You know, they don't pay me no mind.
The Steelers played both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields quarterback for the entirety of the day's preseason game and only scored 3 points. They combined for a total of 139 yards. They even played a lot of their starters on Pittsburgh offense.
Right.
Ocho, given what you saw, what's the Steelers' ceiling?
Now, see, the Steelers game I didn't get to see, Unc. I'm gonna just be honest with you, because you gotta understand I'm out here in New York and I was doing a signing during the tenure of that game. So I haven't had a chance to get back and watch it or watch the replay. So I'm not sure what happened. So you're gonna have to keep me what's the word, abreast on what you saw and what happened, and I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
Ocho, man.
Was it that bad? Hold on, let me start. Was it that bad?
The thing is that you see both of them make throws in practice.
Right.
I mean, Fields is playing unbelievable. Russell is making great throws.
Right.
And then come game time, it's just like, damn.
Well, practicing the game is completely different. You know that.
And that's the thing I'm saying. Did y'all even practice? I mean, it was bad.
Wait, hold on. Was it that bad, or you just don't like the Steelers?
No. I mean, I was a Steelers fan growing up.
Right.
But just looking at it, and I don't want to say they're gonna be 2-15, but boy, they got to improve offensively, man. They got to.
It was that bad?
It was bad. They were bad.
Well, it is preseason. I mean, I can say that. I'm not sure if that's.
I'm not saying. Thing. I look, Ocho. You and I both know.
Yes, sir.
In preseason, it didn't matter. You ain't want to go out there and put on no bull jive performance.
Right. At least give us a small sample size
that's
of
tape.
What it's gonna look like.
That's tape. I ain't trying to put that on film.
Right.
I ain't trying to put that out there, Ocho. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I ain't trying to put that out there.
I mean, you making it sound like they played like the Bad News Bears or something.
Ocho was bad. I'm just saying, that's all I'm gonna say. It was bad.
Oh,
Ocho, the Cowboys kicker Brandon Aubrey just nailed a 66-yard field goal at the buzzer, tied for the longest kick in NFL history. It's been one hell of a story for the 28-year-old undrafted free agent from the UFL. They said the kick would have been good from 72 yards.
But damn.
Which would have been the longest kick in NFL history. These guys now, Ocho, I mean, 50 is no longer a test for any kicker in the NFL.
Yeah.
You don't really start to stress a kicker until you get to 55. 50 yarders.
Like nothing. 66 is very far.
That's the NFL record. I mean, the guy in Baltimore.
Yeah, Justin Tucker. But then when I think about it, doing it in a preseason game where there's really no pressure on you, there's really no pressure on you because if you miss, you miss. I mean, it's just preseason. You're already the kicker. The job is already yours. But what happens when you put an individual in that pressure situation where the game is on the line? You have to kick 66 yards. That's Ocho, a different ball game.
I know I got the leg to do it.
Oh, yeah.
You see, that's why we practice. Because, hey, son, I seen you make that play in practice. Hey, son, I seen you win this route in practice. What you do in practice gave me the confidence that when I went into the game,
yeah, I can do it. Yeah,
I don't give a damn what y'all do. I done did this before. My body knows.
You know, as a kicker myself, as you've seen me kick, field goal in the game, there is a certain pressure that is on you when the game is on the line. Especially from that distance. That is far because the further back you go, the more difficult it is to be accurate and consistent.
Because first of all, a lot of times you overkick the ball.
Bingo. You ain't got no choice. You better 66. Well, you know how far that is?
Yeah. And then, they got a guy standing back there at the back of the end line, so he gonna catch it.
Bring that thing on out.
You only got two guys that can really tackle. Those are the wings. Because you got 5 offensive, you probably got 5 or 6 offensive and defensive linemen. And then you got the kicker, he can't tackle. The holder, he can't tackle.
At all.
And basically you got 2 wings that are normally linebacker or tight end. Those are your guys. Right. That's it. That's what you got. So
you're at a disadvantage.
Yes, very much so. All right, Ocho, it's time for our last segment of the night, and it's Q&A.
I see somebody in the chat trying to be funny about, Ocho was the kicker. What do you mean kickball? Man, you better do your homework. Stop playing with me, man.
Texas Track Dad podcast said, thanks for supporting track and field tonight, Nightcap. Nah, man, this is like to have these guys and to see the excitement, Ocho, of having somebody like ourselves support them and then put money where our mouth is. Like, bro, we proud of y'all and we want to show you just how proud and congratulate you for what we did. You can see the sincere, the genuine happiness that everybody that's been on here that's won. You can see the genuine excitement that comes along with it.
I got a question.
Yes.
I don't mean to put our business out there. What's the chances of we getting see it on here? I'm just curious.
We put some calls in, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of how we got all of. We put calls out, and all we can do is, we put calls out.
Yeah,
and they can respond or not.
Yeah, well, I would hope with the love that we've been showing, I would hope that she responds just so we can give her flowers.
Yeah. Jaden Blackwell, USA is about to take over track again at the Paralympics in Paris. I hope so. Hey, gold is gold.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Look, competition is competition. These Paralympic athletes, they train and have the same desire, the same dedication. They've trained a lifetime for this moment. And to see all their hard work come full circle, they're as excited as the able bodies that's able to, so I'm excited to see them. Hopefully I get a chance to see them. This is about to be our busy time of the year. When does the Paralympics start? They're starting? So hopefully 20th of this month. Yeah. See, that's gonna be a busy time for us. That's gonna be, we about to head back and we start, we'll be winding up. We'll be in Dallas.
Yeah.
Getting ready for the final leg of our tour. And then, football season starts that following Thursday.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
But I'll catch some of it. I'll catch some of it.
Chiefs and Ravens.
Man,
hold on, man.
Huh?
Man, did you see Mahomes with that backyard pass?
Yeah. Why you surprised by that?
That was nice, boy.
Yeah.
That was nice. And they talk about he ran the wrong route. Man, they practiced that. They ain't fooling me.
But Kelsey was supposed to run. Kelsey was supposed to run the flat. The other guy was supposed to get it.
I think they did that on purpose.
No, Kelsey was supposed to run the flat to pull the guy. The other guy was supposed to get it.
Right. Okay.
But Kelsey said, "I want that."
Okay. I see what you mean. Hey, you talk about improvising? Man, that was smooth as hell.
Yeah. Dr. Frank L. Bellamy said, "Hey, Unc Ocho, see y'all in Atlanta. Who do y'all think is to be the biggest surprise team this season, either for better or worse?"
The Bears.
You think? Yeah. What you call him? Caleb Williams looks unbelievable.
Yeah, and you know what? I saw a few people, a few tweets that said, "Well, everybody hooping and hollering about what Caleb Williams just did, and Justin Fields used to do that too." And I think what people are failing to realize is Justin Fields showed flashes of what we saw Caleb Williams do today every so often.
Yes.
He didn't do it consistently. Lamar Jackson, he does it consistently. But Patrick Mahomes, he does it consistently. Josh Allen, despite the influx of turnovers, he does it consistently. And that's what was missing. And we have a huge sample size of Caleb Williams in college doing what we saw today in college, but consistently. That's the only difference. That's the difference what separates those that are really good and those that are okay. Just being able to find that happy medium of being able to do it consistently, time in and time out again.
Man, Ocho,
that's all it comes down to.
This is what annoys me about fans.
Yes, sir.
Now, if they stay with Justin Fields and Caleb Williams goes somewhere else and lights it up, what they gonna say then? We could have had Caleb Williams if we stayed with Justin Fields. The exact same thing. Bro, y'all stop this. It's easy to say it's easy to say after the fact. Hindsight is a magnificent science because you have the luxury of knowing today, tomorrow. Stop that.
Yeah.
We just say y'all the same fans that was booing when Justin Fields threw a pick or he fumbled the ball. Now y'all quick to say, "Oh, Justin Fields did this." And I think Justin Fields, do I think he was mismanaged? Yeah. Mishandled? Yes.
Absolutely. Well, hey, look at the organization he was with. They mismanaged every goddamn quarterback they've had.
All y'all do is that he do something, same thing. With I don't know why we took when Andy took Patrick Mahomes. What, man? We didn't need a quarterback. We got Alex Smith.
We got Alex Smith. Yeah. They don't know no better.
Like, come on.
Hold on. Did you see Jaden Daniels today though?
But he looked good. Yeah, he looked good.
You know, I went to Dolphin practice.
Yeah.
I went to the joint practice.
Yeah.
And I was able to see them. I think it might have been Thursday's practice. Man, what that boy looked like. He looked, you know how you see sometimes you see some rookies and they look like they just belong. Like they've been doing it, like he's been here before. Man, he in that pocket, man, so goddamn calm and relaxed. Pressure coming all around him. He just stepping up in the pocket. Man. He looked nice. And this was in practice. So I expected what I saw in the game. Okay. I'm all right. I just saw that. So, okay.
Stephanie Warfield says, "Stay with me now. Name for words that people use or spell incorrectly. That is your pet peeve." See what I did there? My thought specific instead of specific. Also two instead of two. Man, look here. A lot of times.
There and there.
Yeah.
Using EI instead of ERE.
As in possession, as in place. Look. A lot of times people like, "Oh, you misspelled it, bro. Stop it. You're not no English professor. This is Twitter. I ain't write no dissertation. This ain't no, I ain't trying to turn in no law. No, it ain't none of that going on here. You got the gist. In other words, I say you ugly. You understood that though.
I'm a grammar Nazi on Twitter.
No, hell no. Jamal Bryant, as an older man and fathers, would y'all feel some type of way if your child tried to get you to talk to a therapist. My father is 50. He has a lot of trauma, hurt, pain, pride, never talk to anyone or trust anyone. Nah, hey, I would tell him go. Hell, I done been a bunch of times.
The therapy?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I went to school for that.
I just like, hey, I was quick to let nobody, I just, being a little brother and being, having older cousin, being picked on, as I got some sides, I wasn't going for none of that. That wasn't going to happen.
No, sir.
Oh, no. Hey, slide your number. I get with you. So, and you just have to learn it and dealing with relationships.
Yeah.
That, to be like, to try to be on the same level, to be on the same, to communicate. I'm not great at communicating. I say what I say, you say what you say. Okay, I'm done with it.
Right.
Oh, you done? Yeah, I'm done. You said what you said. I said what I did. What was said. I mean, what? What we going back and forth for?
So I think about also, he said at the age that he's at, do you think therapy even helps at that point? When you're
for sure.
You think so?
Because it gets you, because it gets
sort of stuck in your ways.
Yeah, but it gets you to look that your ways got you effed up.
Yeah.
Because like I said, Ocho, I told you this time, sometimes you bleed on the people that didn't even cut you.
Ooh, I got that in my notes.
You don't know that you're doing that.
Right.
You don't know what you don't know. And sometimes you got to be smart. You got to be smart enough to know what you don't know. And, you just got to, okay, let me see an alternate. Because here's the thing, Ocho. Here's an alternate view of somebody that don't have a dog in the fight.
Right.
That's why therapy, you don't know the person. Now, maybe you and your partner not going to see the same therapist, but you're going to someone, and it's better, because I've been in both situations. I've gone by myself, and I've taken a partner with me. And because a lot of times you only going to tell your side of the story that makes you look favorable. You know how they go down to the interrogate room? Oh,
yeah.
Pookie did that. But you ain't tell that you drove.
They tell half the story. The half that's convenient for them.
To keep me out of it.
Yeah.
So, you telling your side to make you look good, to make it seem like it's the other person. So now when the other person comes in and tell their side, now it's his job, says, okay, do you see why she felt that way? Do you see why he felt this way? Okay, is there a common ground that we can get to? So, yeah, I absolutely believe that it helps. I definitely know it helped me. And it's still a work in progress, Ocho. You have to go, because a lot of times it's too late to buy insurance after you wrecked the car. It's too late to buy insurance after the house is burnt down.
God damn it, I ain't got my damn notepad. Boy, that's a good one right there, boy.
And so a lot of times people don't only want to do something when something chaotic is going on, but a lot of times it's too late.
Buy insurance after you wreck the car. Oh, I'm finna use that. Hey, I'm finna hit real with that one, boy. Next argument. I ain't bullshit. Next
Cali boy as Mr. Unc Ocho, you guys responded to one of my messages a few months ago, and you guys helped me through a hard time in my life, and I'm nowhere to go, and this is my safe place, and a guaranteed laugh after a bad day. Thank you. Nah, bro, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being supportive. Thank you for watching. Ocho and I, we try to break down sporting events, but we try to teach you life lessons, things that have happened to each of us in our lives, and to be open and as honest as I possibly can about things that have, because at 56 years of age, I haven't been perfect, and I never profess that I'm perfect. Yeah. And I'm big enough, old enough to know that I've been bad in certain spots. Try not to be bad in that position again. But I've never been too big to not accept responsibility and accountability. And I think that's the biggest thing. I think a lot of times people are always looking to place to blame. It's always someone else's fault. Well, if it's always someone else's fault, why are you the only common denominator? I mean, you go to the restaurant. You go to the restaurant, it stinks. You in your car, it stinks. You at home, it stinks. You go to church, it stinks. You the one that got the smelly booty. It's you. It ain't everybody else.
Come on, Pastor.
So I think a lot of people don't want to accept responsibility. They don't want to accept accountability because it's so easy to blame other people. I own up to mine, and it's okay. Yeah. I'm not perfect.
Same.
I'm not. People want you to. I think the thing is that society has come so they want you to think their lives are perfect. Oh, I got the perfect marriage. I got the perfect job. I got the perfect everything. There is no such thing as perfection. All I do is I shoot for the stars. And if I land on the moon, I'm still pretty damn high up. And that's okay. Somehow we've like, if you make a mistake, I'm not saying make the same mistake, Ocho.
Oh, no. It take one time, Unc. You hear me? It take one time.
So
one time.
Yeah, that's just. But Cali boy, I'm glad we could be I remember the name. I don't quite remember. I think you was going through something with a girlfriend. But bro, my grandpa used to always say, "Sunshine follows rain."
Every time.
No matter how stormy, it rained 40 days and 40 nights. But the same sun came out and Noah could see the land. It's gonna get better, bro. I promise you. BK said, Are y'all excited about NFL season as much as me? I've watched more preseason than I ever in my entire life. Of course. Yes, I'm very excited for the NFL season. I'm anxious to see sports about stories. Can Kansas City three-peat? Can Aaron Rodgers get the Jets to where they want to be? Can Lamar Jackson finally get over the hump? We know what his we know what his regular seasons are. Impeccable. Can he go? Dak Prescott, is this his last year in Dallas? Will the Cowboys advance? There's so many storylines. So yes, I'm excited to see them all and see them unfold. And in New Orleans, and the second week of February, we're going to crown a champ. Will it be the same champ or will it be a new champ?
Going to be the Bengals.
Oh, that's what it's going to be?
Yeah, I'm just telling you. That's a story.
Well, we going to be down there. Well, we definitely going to be down there. All right, guys, that concludes Nightcap. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Nightcap. I want to thank Noah Lyles. We want to thank Vernon Norwood, Bryce Dedman, Shamir Little, Caitlin Brown, and Caitlin, right? It's Caitlin Brown. Caitlin Brown. Sorry. KK, that's what they were calling. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us at Nightcap. I'm sure all our listeners, all our viewers were very excited to see you guys and hear you break down your performances and the meaning of being at the Olympics and being able to run and get those medals. So thank you again for joining us. I am your favorite Unc, Shannon Sharpe. He's your favorite number 85, the route runner extraordinaire, the Binger Ring of Fame honoree, the legendary Pro Bowler, All-Pro, Sam Ojuko, Liberty City's own. That's Ochocinco. Please make sure you guys hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. And guys, do us a favor. Go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. And remember, every subscriber counts. And thank you for supporting us and helping us get this far. Make sure you go check out my Shea by Laportier. We have it in stock. And so if we don't have it in a state or a city near you, order you a bottle and get it shipped right to your door. Please go follow my media company page on all platforms. That's Shay Media and my clothing company, 84. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. Again, thank you, Noah Lyles, for joining us. Vernon Norwood, Shamir Little, Bryce Dedman, and Kaylin Brown. Thank you again for joining us tonight. We're back tomorrow, same time, 7.